after storming to victory at round 1 in Krško, Slovenia. The series opener provided plenty of surprises and some disappointing performances on a night when there was plenty of unpredictability as to who would win. For the GP Challenge qualifiers who dominated the evening, Sweden's Freddie Lindgren and Poland's Patrick Dudek showed how the depth of that qualification podium has added to this year's series. They joined Vasilek in the final alongside Australia's Jason Doyle. Defending world champion Greg Hancock, like many of the season's campaigners, made the semi-finals, scoring valuable points, as did another familiar face returning to the series, Emil Sayfutdinov. But the win and the night belonged to Vasilek on his return to the GP series after 3 years.
You know, I know how hard I work for everything. You know, I have a perfect team, good engines, good bikes. I'm in good shape. Everything working that day great together. So and the result was the first place. So I'm looking forward for the next rounds and just try my best all the time. And I think that's the key to success.
Challenge trio now top the World Championship, with Lindgren leading the way and Vasilek second, both tied on 16 points. Dudek's third on 13, followed by Doyle, Sayfutdinov and champion Greg Hancock in sixth.
Obviously, you know, we're very pleased in the camp after the first round, but you know, we have to keep our heads cool. It's a long season, and we have to just take one round at a time, and you know, keep focusing and keep doing what we're doing.
So the championship travels northwest to Poland and the capital Warsaw. Round 2 of the series is held under the retractable roof of the impressive PGE National Stadium, which stands just outside the heart of the city. In 2016, the track had its corners modified, changes that all seem to have the approval of the riders. It provided one of the best race meetings of the year, with Britain's Ty Woffinden coming out on top.
Yeah, it'd be nice to do it again this year, but yeah, my form's not really at that point at the moment, but I'll be looking to set that straight this weekend.
There's no doubt that Poland's latest crop of young riders have a lot of talent. So can one of them provide the victory the fans are looking for tonight?
The Polish riders at this moment so good, the five friends.
I think we're all exciting. We can wait when the stadium will be full of fans, so this is why we do that.
I don't like pressure. I know everyone riders have pressure, but I want an elimination depression because this is no good for good result.
This is a normal meeting for me, so no stress, full gas all the time.
Hi there, welcome along to the PGE National Stadium, the LOTTO Warsaw FIM Speedway Grand Prix of Poland in this magnificent venue. Great crowd here, building up to the action. Round 2 of the World Championship. And what a venue to be at. Kelvin Tatum, MBE, alongside me, former World Long Track Champion, former England World Cup winner as well. In commentary as always. Kelvin, so hard to pick a winner tonight, isn't it?
Yeah, the lineup is extraordinary this season. 16 riders here. Przemysław Pawlicki coming in as the wild card. It's very difficult to predict who can win this meeting. Very difficult to predict who's going to come last, in truth. It really is a sensational lineup of speedway riders. Wonderful stadium here. The track looks absolutely picture perfect, I must say. And I believe we're set for a very special evening of speedway. It could be something quite extraordinary.
Very much so. The riders preparing to come out, and what a first heat we have here in the PGE Naradova, the third year that we've been here. Last year, something special here on this track, and Ty Woffinden coming out winner on that occasion. And what about the first round this year as well? Martin Vasilek back in the GP after 3 years, winning in event 1, and Freddie Lindgren scoring 16 points as well. What a start to the series in terms of unpredictability. And heat number 1 coming up. It is a real heavyweight lineup, Kelvin.
Well, 3 world champions and an under-21 world champion just for good measure in heat number 1. Wonderful quality in the opening race for tonight's event. Nicky Pedersen, who had a poor meeting in Slovenia 2 weeks ago, will be looking to set that straight. Conditions didn't suit him, but Nicky, with all the experience, he starts from the inside gate in heat number 1. He'll be looking to take advantage of that. Of course, Greg Hancock is in this race as well, going from gate 2. Another world champion, of course, 4-time world champion now, of course. But Chris Holder going from gate 3 with Janowski on the outside. So a fabulous meeting in prospect.
Here we go in the PGE National Stadium, the LOTTO Warsaw FIM Speedway Grand Prix of Poland. 3 world champions. What a lineup! Nicky Pedersen, Greg Hancock, Chris Holder, and a world under-21 champion, Maciej Janowski as well. Kelvin Tatum, MBE, alongside me, former England World Cup winner, World Long Track champion. And what a lineup, and what a way to start tonight, Kel.
Well, a fabulous lineup for the opening race. And true, when you look at every heat, it's quite special. But with Pedersen and Hancock on the inside 2 gates, there's no doubt that there could be some little bit of argy-bargy there right from the word go going to the first corner. Pedersen needs a big night.
Certainly does. Very below par display in Slovenia a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
We'll notice the Kevlars of Maciej Janowski, the race suit in Thomas Golub replica race suit. Golub, who is not in the best of shape at the moment. We send him out very good wishes. Heat number 1, here we go in Warsaw. And it's a great start from Nicky Pedersen off the inside gate. He's made an absolute beauty. Watch out for Janowski charging around the outside. Here comes Janowski. Into turn 3, charges hard around the outside. That is a superb move. Maciej Janowski pulling off a bit of magic there. A battle at the back as well here, with Chris Holder now trying to get around the outside of Hancock. Right now, though, it's Janowski, Pedersen, Hancock, and Holder going into the next lap.
Janowski out in front, fabulous opening lap from him. Really did use the speed of his bike, middle of the track, and he's absolutely flying. Pedersen electing to ride tight, didn't really feel that was, we felt that he was in a position there to command the race, but Janowski just had the speed. Hancock back in 3rd, Holder working overtime out the back, but the race has got to belong to Janowski.
That was a great move, and listen to the roar of the Polish fans here. Maciej Janowski, stunning start to the meeting for him. Such a clever move, had the speed, had the pace, blasted his way past Nicky Pedersen. Hancock in 3rd place. Holder tried absolutely everything there, but couldn't quite get past Greg Hancock. But what a start from Maciej Janowski.
Home crowd absolutely delighted with that. The noise in here is fabulous. When a Polish rider hits the front, you can feel the old roof really having to have a strain, because the noise was just fantastic. Janowski was fantastic in heat number 1, roaring around the outside.
Yep, Nicky Pedersen 2nd, Greg Hancock 3rd, Holder at the back. Janowski, who had an injury in the build-up to the season, but looks fully fit now, Kel.
Yeah, back to his best there. Great start initially from Pedersen. Pedersen electing to go to the inside. It's quite slick there. You can see there they've rolled the surface. And Janowski was trapped on the outside. Really had only one decision to make, was to wind the throttle on. Bike was working great. Really needed that. You can see Golub on the back of his Kevlars there. Out of respect to the master, Thomas Golub. Down the back straight on the opening lap. Winding the throttle on, stretching the throttle cable. Bike working brilliantly in the middle of the track. Powers himself to the front. Hancock and Holder working overtime for the minor placings. But heat number 1 belonged to Maciej Janowski. And after probably a slightly below par performance in Slovenia, 3 points to his name, he's chuffed with that.
Janowski, of course, was mentored in many ways by Greg Hancock in the very, very early days of his career. And
good point.
Just walking through the pits earlier, actually on the back of his van, he's still got a Greg Hancock sticker.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Well, he holds Greg in very high regard, and there's no doubt that he owes him a huge debt, because Greg took a big interest in Janowski in the early days.
Heat number 2, and another fantastic lineup. Vacilik, winner of the opening round in Slovenia a fortnight ago. Ty Woffinen, twice world champion in blue, gate number 2. Piotr Pawlicki goes off gate 3 in white, and Bartosz Zmarzlik off the outside in yellow. Again, yesterday, Kelvin, when we saw the draw, we went through the first 4 heats, and everyone is simply stunning, isn't it?
It is. There's no weak links in this year's lineup at all. And as we go through the races, that will become apparent. Martin Vacilik on the inside here in the box seat. What a win it was for him on his return 2 weeks ago.
Here we go, heat number 2 here in Warsaw. Great start from Vacilik off the inside gate. Now, Woffenden is going to try to switch up the inside. Woffenden is going to try and go wide and watch out for the outside run from Bartosz Marslik. Oh, he's done what Janowski did in the opening race of the night. It's Bartosz Marslik with the advantage. Vacilik is second, Woffenden third. The man in the back is Piotr Pawlicki right now. But what a move from Bartosz Marslik. He did everything that Janowski did in the opener, and Woffenden really putting Vacilik under pressure.
Yeah, Vacilik not quite sure where to ride after Marslik came charging around the outside of him. He wants to move out, but he knows that Woffenden's just there. Woffenden, what a move from the former world champion. Steams up the inside of Vacilik. Pawlicki now back into it as well. Martin Vacilik having to work very hard to hang on to third place. Marslik's away. He's got the race in his back pocket. Great move from Woffenden.
Marslik's going to take the win though. Two successive Polish victories here in Warsaw tonight. One for Janowski, one for Marslik, but a very, very clever move from Ty Woffenden as well to nip up the inside and get the better of Martin Vacilik there in heat number 2. Good speedway race, that one. Battling away, all four riders really getting stuck in. Just to confirm the result for you for the second race of the night, Marslik the winner, Woffenden was second. Martin Vacilik, actually, when he was passed by Woffenden, came under pressure from Piotr Pawlicki as well, but he held on for a point.
Yeah.
But a great move from Bartosz Marslik in heat 2.
Well, we didn't have a winner from Gate 4 in the first round of this year's championship. And on the opening 2 heats tonight, both victories have come from the outside, but it's more about that swoop down the back straight in truth. Janowski and Marslik making a great move on the opening lap. Vacilik then has to work very hard, and he, I think, during that race, he's a little confused. He tried to work a little wider to generate more speed, but as a consequence, that's what happened. What a move from Woffenden. He pounced at the right moment. That unsettled Vacilik, and Vacilik actually did well to hang on to third place, but Marslik delighted, rightly delighted, with his opening ride.
Superb stuff from Marslik. Great talent, young rider. Great to watch. And here we have heat 3. Fredrik Lindgren off the inside in red. 16 big points in Slovenia. Leads the World Championship by order of ranking. 16 points, a stunning effort from Lindgren. He's been in great form all over Europe.
Yeah.
Started the season with the advantage of more meetings than many in the GP because he's been tearing up the Premiership in Great Britain as well, with Wolverhampton. Maximum after maximum for them at Montmartre. He's off the inside. Mati Zegar goes off gate 2 in blue. Przemek Pawlicki goes off gate number 3 in white. And Emil Sayfutdinov back in the GP. He's off the outside in yellow.
He is, and a decent start for Sayfutdinov with 12 points in Slovenia. He'll be happy with that. Decent return from him. Great effort from Freddie Lindgren. You're dead right. He is a form rider. He is scoring points everywhere right now, and keep your eyes on him on the inside. Przemek Pawlicki, brother of Piotr, coming out of gate 3. Wild card. Quite a handy rider.
Yep, heat number 3 it is then, and now what a start from Lindgren off the inside gate. Now what can Sayfutdinov do off the outside? Cutting up the inside of white is Przemek Pawlicki, and Lindgren's gone wide. Now Lindgren is going to have to go even wider in the dirt. Can he get round the outside of Pawlicki? Then allows Sayfutdinov through. They're all bunched up, all four riders, but the lead here is with Przemysław, Przemek Pawlicki. Sayfutdinov comes through into second place. Lindgren's holding third. Now Lindgren charging up the inside. Look how tight this is.
What a first corner from Pawlicki. Look at the action behind him. Sayfutdinov now running wide. Brilliant effort from Lindgren back up the inside. Fantastic speedway here in heat number 3. Przemek Pawlicki out in front. The wild card hanging on for his life. Here comes Lindgren up the inside. Oh, what a move from the Swedish man there. Sayfutdinov in it as well. Brilliant.
Into the final turn. What a ride from Freddie Lindgren. Sayfutdinov just holds for second. Third in white, Przemysław Pawlicki, and Mati Zegar trails in at the back. But that is the sign of a man back in form, in the form of his life. It's fast, Freddie Lindgren.
Well, what a good race that.
All you can say.
Well, very good race then. Brilliant stuff. And Freddie Lindgren there, as you rightly say, a man full of confidence, needed to be there because he was in front. He was in third, and then he got back to the front. Fabulous, fabulous speedway.
Yep, Lindgren side-footed off. Przemysław Pawlicki. Maciej Zagar trailing in at the back. But this man, what can we say? Freddie Lindgren is absolutely flying right now in the form of his career.
Yeah, only man on the Swiss-made GTR engine, and certainly it worked very well there. He runs too wide there, and that allows Shemek Pawlicki up the inside. We'll see it again. Drops the clutch bang on. Bike digs in and drives nicely to the first corner, and he elects to go to the middle of the track. That opens the door, and Pawlicki sees that and rides nicely up the inside. Zagar there in third, and then Sayfutinov moving in. Pawlicki probably can't believe what happened to him here late on in the race. He was out in front. He must have felt he had a good chance of winning the race. But then this happened. Fireworks. Big-time fireworks, because Pawlicki is under massive pressure. They're coming at him from all angles. And then Freddie Lindgren rode brilliantly up the inside initially of Sayfutinov. And then he does then get the better of Shemek Pawlicki, who's out in front. It really was an extra special speedway race. We're into the last lap here. He leaves the door open there. Very difficult to know where to ride. He's ridden too wide there, and that allows Sayfutinov through as well. Well, pretty decent race that.
Great speedway. Heat number 4 is where we're at now. Lindgren with Jonas Kummerkorpi, who recently retired.
Bad injury.
We wish him all the very best for the future. Here we go. Heat number 4. It is after this race. Every rider will have completed one ride in this Lotto Warsaw FIM Speedway Grand Prix of Poland. Niels Christian Iversen off the inside in red. Patrick Dudek goes off gate 2 in blue. Antonio Lindback gate 3 white. And Jason Doyle, such a wonderful campaign last year, ended by injury, goes off the outside gate in yellow.
But it's not any easier, is it? You know, every race is tough, super tough. Iversen is a good track, temporary track rider. Got to say, he knows how to get the bike working. Dudek was very impressive in his opening Grand Prix, and Doyle made the final in Slovenia. He's on the outside.
Yeah, here we go then. He's number 4. Good start from gate number 2 from Dudek. That is a stunning start for him. Watch the man in yellow around the outside. Is there room here for Jason Doyle? No, he's going to try the switch. Up the inside, Jason Doyle. Now Dudek's going to go even wider here. Is the room? Not quite. Doyle, hard as you like, but he's got the lead here now. Dudek is second, third in white, Lindback. And the man at the back is Niels Christian Iversen. Dudek's wound up, and he's winding on the throttle to try and return the compliment on Jason Doyle.
Tough opening lap of Speedway there. Doyle around the outside initially was blocked by Dudek. Dudek then ran wide, and Doyle was able to come up. There was a clash. Lap to go here. Not a lot between the front two. Lindback and then Iversen out the back. But Jason Doyle riding high and wide. It's tight, but the Australian should have it.
Well, he's going to just clamp it now and take the checkered flag. Jason Doyle of Australia. Wonderful ride from him. Really tough at one stage there. Dudek was there, and great respect as Dudek congratulates him there down the back straight. But that was a super ride from Jason Doyle, and it is great to see him back on top form after that awful crash in Torrent last year. Reminder, we end the series this year in Melbourne at the Etihad Stadium on October the 29th. And for the benefit of our Australian viewers and everybody around the world, tickets are on sale now for that event. Doyle, Dudek, second place, Lindback in third. 4 heats gone, the race winners, Smarsvik, Doyle, Janowski and Lindgren.
Super ride from Jason Doyle in his opening ride here. We'll watch it again. Excellent start from gate 2 initially from Patrick Dudek. Slightly awkward momentarily there, but he sits back and the bike drives hard to the first corner. Doyle is then working the bike, but Dudek slams the door shut there. Then elects to go to the inside door with Dudek running wide, and he suddenly realises that he is in a vulnerable spot. There's a bit of battling out the back between Iversen and Antonio Lindback, and Lindback comes out on top there for third place. As you race in front, and really look at that with Iversen lifting hard underneath him. He has to just roll the throttle off momentarily, but Doyle are out in front though. He'll be pleased with that, and as you rightly said, it really is good to see him back fully fit and riding as well as he did last year. He got so close to winning his first World Championship, but tonight 3 points on the board.
Yep. He's out in heat number 5 as well, so he's got a grading break to prepare as the track staff here do some track work ahead of heat number 5.
Nice opening 4 races there, Nigel. One or two things to get excited about, and there's not bad at all. I think I get the feeling that's a little taster of what we can expect this evening. Something quite special. Given the right track conditions, this lineup of riders, there's no doubt that they will perform miracles out there and really entertain us. And I just think that heat number 3 so far is a standout race, and I think we could well see plenty more of that.
Very much so. Yep, 4 heats gone here in Warsaw, the PGE National Stadium. Quite a stadium, quite a venue here, not too far from the heart of the city centre here in Warsaw, and it's a great venue to have the Grand Prix. So good to be back here once again this year, and a terrific crowd as well.
Yeah, it's very picturesque. You know, we've been in the Old Town this afternoon, and you can actually look down at this stadium on high, and it's a very eye-catching stadium. There's no doubt about that. A brilliant atmosphere inside as well.
Now let's hear from the reigning world champion, Greg Hancock. He's with Amy in the pits.
Greg, we've just had our first bit of wheels to dirt action out there. Firstly, how is the atmosphere out there?
The atmosphere is fantastic. You know, they've really done a great job here promoting and getting so many fans, and you can hear them on the track too.
Opening heat-wise, how'd it go?
Well, not the best start, actually. You know, I made a fairly decent jump, and it got tight in the first corner, and then it was just kind of follow the leader and do what you can, but got to make it better now.
Okay, we'll see you out there later on. Good luck. Thank you.
You got it. Thanks.
Yeah, and unfortunately for Greg, he just didn't quite get his normal good start. He didn't get the bike to work to the first corner, and I suspect that 1 or 2 tweaks to the setup will be going on in his camp. Very experienced camp, actually, the Hancock. Hancock himself is experienced, of course, but his team has been with him for over a decade, and so the continuity there, and he has great faith in them. Good ride from Nicky Pedersen. Super start he made from the inside, but just got out battled by Janowski on the opening lap, but more encouragement from there. Disappointing, very disappointing opening round for him, and just didn't seem to have any fire in his belly in Slovenia, but on the evidence of heat number 1 with 2 points to his name, it was a good opening ride for the former world champion. Hancock just pretty relaxed. He's been there and done it all before. Just a few moments to go before the grading is finished, but on the whole, an excellent start to tonight's event. The first 4 heats entertaining us royally.
Yep, very much so, and the point you made earlier today when we were talking about this venue and the track, Kelv, is that although it's not one of the bigger tracks, it rides very, very fast.
Exactly. The pits were actually inside the arena for the first season, so the track, the actual 2 straights were nearer to each other. They've moved the pits outside now, and therefore they've been able to widen the width of the track, so it rides more as a circle, in effect, and therefore you can actually generate much more speed. It's not that long around the inside, approximately 275 metres, but the actual gear ratios and the speed that the riders carry here is quite significant, and you can see that they really do generate a lot of speed. It rides very fast.
Very patriotic crowd here in Warsaw tonight, and we are back here for 2 more GPs this year, of course. In Poland we are in Warsaw and we are in Torun, so looking forward to that. And of course the Monster Energy FIM Speedway World Cup, the race-off and the final is in Leszno, so we're going to be spending quite a bit of time in Poland this year.
Don't mind that at all. Quite happy to come here and watch some terrific speedway. Leszno is the World Cup venue, and talking to one of the promoters earlier today, they are very excited about staging the event. 1 or 2 small changes to the track, and they believe that it's improved it. It was already a very good speedway track, so a mouth-watering prospect there. And I think we've got a mouth-watering prospect here this evening. We've got an enthusiastic crowd, we've got a fantastic lineup of speedway riders, and we've got a surface and a stage for them to really perform. I'm sure we'll be getting quite excited as the evening comes to its conclusion. Riders now emerging onto the track, and I'm sure it won't be long before we're up at tapes.
Yep, Jason Doyle out here then, in the red helmet colour. He's got the inside gate as a consequence of that helmet colour. Nicky Pedersen in blue. This man in yellow is Przemek Pawlicki, the wild card. The blue and green race suits that are Thomas Golub replicas are actually pretty retro. Thomas didn't wear those colours for quite a few years later in his career. He's always the red and white colours of Poland, but that's very much a retro theme where the Thomas Golub race suits.
Yeah, Golub rode in blue pretty much as an individual, primarily, and another nice nod to respect. The last-minute changes going on there for Pawlicki. He's just swapped his bikes, and he's now chosen it, and he's making his way round to the start. Heat number 5 will be with us very shortly.
Here we go with Heat 5 then. Jason Doyle going off the inside, the win under his belt already. Nicky Pedersen, 3 times world champion, goes off gate 2 in blue. Martin Vasilek goes off gate 3 in white. And Przemysław Pawlicki goes off the outside in yellow. He was involved really in the thick of the action in his opening ride.
He was.
But couldn't see it through. And I think that's the way the meeting's going to go. We're going to see plenty of passing here tonight. I'm pretty confident of that as we build up to Heat number 5. Can Doyle do it again?
I think he can. I think he's the sort of rider with the confidence to do that, go back-to-back heat wins here. And we've got Chris de Gardel, the referee, in charge of tonight's meeting, a very experienced referee. He's now going to put the green light on. Here we go, heat number 5.
Green light on, here we go. Good start from Doyle, it's a good one from Pedersen as well. And Pedersen has been shut wide here, now nipping up the inside. Oh, it's very, very tight there. I thought for a moment Vasilek may just have got up the inside of Doyle. Doyle holds the line here. Vasilek is second, third in blue is Pedersen. The man at the back is Pawlicki, that's Przemysław Pawlicki. But Doyle is well and truly on it tonight.
Indeed he is. Fabulous first corner from him. Tough first corner when he shoved Nicky Pedersen wide. They were neck and neck as they entered the corner, and Doyle just charged in there, and that confidence oozing from every pore, and he's charging away out in front. Vasilek hustled himself into second place, and he's steady there. Nicky Pedersen back in third. Pawlicki out the back, but Jason Doyle looking like he's going to go back-to-back wins. Heat 4, Heat 5, 6 points to his name. Great start to tonight's meeting.
Well, it sets him well on the way to a semi-final spot as early as the 5th race of the night. Jason Doyle has done a great job. 2 rides, 2 wins, as Kelvin said there. 6 points, a perfect start. No wonder he punches the air with delight. Vasilek threatened briefly up the inside, but wasn't able to get there. And Nicky Pedersen in 3rd place. And it's tough out there for Przemysław Pawlicki. He's been in 2 outings now and just has the 1 point to his name. How tough is this lineup? Doyle, Vasilek, Pedersen and Przemysław Pawlicki. So far, Jason Doyle, 6 points out of 6. The perfect start for the Australian.
Absolutely, and we'll see in the replays how he did it. It was tough going into the first corner, and he really meant business here. Pedersen makes a good start from gate 2 here. They're neck and neck. Doyle just allows the bike just to move off the inside a little bit, and that means that Nicky Pedersen then is pushed wide and finds himself at the back. Przemek Pawlicki there is in the wrong place on the opening lap here, finding himself trapped on the outside, and that allows Martin Vasilek not only to get into 3rd place, he then actually takes advantage of Nicky Pedersen. Doyle out in front, really looking good, and 6 points to his name from 2 consecutive races, as you rightly say, Nige. He's only possibly 2 points away from making the top 8 in the semi-finals, but he'll be looking for more than that.
Of course he will, absolutely right. Heat number 6 coming up here. And in red is Patrick Dudek. Freddie Lindgren, who was so impressive in his opening ride, is in this one as well, off gate number 2. It's quite a, well, I'm going to stop saying it's quite a lineup, because every race is, such as the nature of this World Championship this year.
It is. There's no doubt that we are going to be spoiled throughout the season when we've got such a strong lineup. Heat number 6 then.
Dudek off the inside, Lindgren going off gate 2 in blue, Greg Hancock gate 3 in white, and Piotr Pawlicki, a permanent member of the Grand Prix field. He goes off the outside in the yellow helmet. This then heat number 6. And who would have thought that in Slovenia, the leaders in that meeting would all have come from the Grand Prix Challenge qualifier.
Yeah, extraordinary
Start, yeah.
It was indeed. Pavlitskis are having a hard night, the brothers, so far. Just 1 point between them from 3 outings. His brother now, Piotr Pavlitsky, on the outside, needs to find something. Freddie Lindgren in Gate 2 was fantastic in his opening ride. What will he get up to this time?
And what can the reigning world champion Greg Hancock do from gate number 3? It's a good start from the inside gates here from Patrick Dudek. Lindgren's gone wide. Oh, and Hancock's been squeezed to the back. Now Lindgren is coming out strong, and Hancock's gone down in the third
Well
turn.
taken away.
Yeah, well, that'll be interesting now. Piotr Pavlitsky and Greg Hancock. And Krista Gardell has his first decision of the meeting to make now.
Pavlitsky just diving up the inside of the world champion there and clipped him on the way through. And just took his front wheel away from him as he went in. Greg's up and about, that's good to see. Tapes up. Away they go towards the first corner. Lindgren there just charges in there. That allows Dudek just to cover the inside, and he's hit the front. Pavlitsky, I think that Greg's going to go there, unfortunately, because Pavlitsky is actually in front of him all the way down the back straight and runs in wide. He does actually leave little room for Greg Hancock, but I think it will be the world champion that goes.
It is. Greg Hancock is excluded by referee Krista Gardell, which means that the reigning world champion opens tonight with 1 point from 2 rides. Most importantly is that he's up and about. As you made the point there, that's good to see. But Greg Hancock excluded, and quite clearly disagreeing with the referee's decision.
Yeah, he'll feel that his front wheel was taken away from him, and Pavlitsky was the reason he came off, and in truth that is how it is. But unfortunately for Greg, the Polish rider was in front of him down the back straight, so the referee will deem that he has the right to choose where he goes on the track, and as a consequence Greg really had nowhere to go, in truth, and just one of those frustrating situations. A racing incident, no malice in it, but frustration for the world champion. A tough start for tonight's meeting, no doubt about that.
Yeah, Greg, you don't see that very often. Greg, but he is going to have a word with Amy now. Amy.
Greg, really unfortunate there. You have been excluded. What happened? It looks like you just ran out of room.
Yeah, we had a little small contact there, and as I was just trying to recover from it, you know, I couldn't get my foot back into place in time and went down. But, you know, it was contact, and the referee made the decision. What can I say?
This is racing. We'll see you out there later on. Thank you.
You got it.
Yeah, tough one for Greg. You know, he's been very diplomatic there, I must say, but he will be frustrated. But, you know, he's now got to refocus. He's got 3 more opportunities this evening to build on these solitary point. And we have seen him bounce back after, you know, disappointing rides. So, you know, you could see Greg going win-win-win and comfortably getting through to the semi-finals. But he is under pressure now. He's got to really focus on his remaining rides.
He was professional and diplomatic in that interview with Amy, but you could see, with the words that he was coming out with and his reaction at the end there, you could see that he's not happy with that decision at all.
No, absolutely right. And I don't think anybody would. You'd feel aggrieved, because effectively it was the rear wheel of, or the dirt deflector of Pavlitsky just clipping the front wheel, and he was running out of room. But Pavlitsky did have an edge on him down that back straight. It's just one of those unfortunate decisions. But here we are, 2 minutes is on. Freddie Lindgren making his way back out. What an opening ride it was for him. That really was fantastic. There's 777. That was Piotr Pavlitsky. Sorry, Nigel. Yeah.
I've got to say as well, Kel, that when that incident occurred with Hancock, Dudek was in a good position, but Lindgren was closing the gap. He was getting closer to him.
Oh yeah, he's got real speed, genuine speed, and as a consequence, he's been scoring lots and lots of points. Riders now emerging back out on track. It won't be long before they're back up at tapes and we'll get the rerun underway. But yeah, you can't dismiss. When you've got a rider, you know, there are periods of time in your racing career where you just can do no wrong, and you've got that tremendous clear train of thought. You see the green light clearly, you react brilliantly, your head's not full of rubbish, and confidence is high, and Lindgren is quite clearly in that place right now because he's riding so well. Dudek is fast though, you know, Dudek is no easy customer. Szapelski there, Pavel Szapelski, who rides for Toron, he's one of the track reserves. It'll be interesting to see if he has an opportunity this evening. But that man there, what a ride it was for him in Heat 3. He's now coming out in Heat 6. Can he go back-to-back like Jason Doyle?
Well, he's got one less opponent to worry about now. It's Dudek off the inside, Lindgren off 2. No rider off 3, Greg Hancock excluded, and you don't see that very often in Grand Prix Speedway, or any level of Speedway, actually, down the last 28 years. Piotr Pawlicki goes off the outside in yellow. This is heat number 6 then. So far, Jason Doyle, 2 rides and 2 wins. Freddie Lindgren off the inside is looking to do exactly the same thing. He's off gate number 2 in blue with Patrick Dudek, who made a good start and was in a good position early on there when the race was stopped. He's off the inside gate in red. Here we go! The rerun of heat number 6, and Dudek's done it again. He's dropped the clutch ahead of the rest, and Lindgren will try the inside run. Now, can Pawlicki come around the outside? Freddie Lindgren goes mid-track. He's going to try to cut up the inside, but Pawlicki's not done yet either. Dudek has the lead. It's Freddie Lindgren in second spot. Third in yellow, putting pressure on is Piotr Pawlicki, but Lindgren holds on for second.
He's having to work hard though, because Pawlicki looks very threatening back in 3rd place. He's hugging the inside and keeping the Swedish rider right up to his work. Look at Patrick Dudek. How fast is he out in front when you consider the speed that Lindgren had in his opening ride? The young Polish rider really is flying out in front. Pawlicki and Freddie Lindgren with a lap to go, working hard to keep that 2nd place his. Dudek's got the win here. He's impressive out in front.
Yeah, leading comfortably here. Patrick Dudek, Freddie Lindgren 2nd. 3rd in yellow is Piotr Pawlicki. It's another Polish winner here in Warsaw. Patrick Dudek takes the checkered flag. 2 points for Lindgren, 1 for Pawlicki. 3 riders only after the exclusion of Greg Hancock there. But a great ride from Patrick Dudek. His first full season of Grand Prix Speedway.
Impressive.
And a great addition to the series as well. Here's the result of heat number 6. It's Patrick Dudek the winner with Freddie Lindgren 2nd. Piotr Pawlicki 3rd. No points for Hancock. And overall now, after 6 heats here in the PGE National Stadium, it's Dudek on 5, Lindgren on 5, but the leader Doyle unbeaten on 6 points so far.
Yeah, great stuff from Dudek and Lindgren there for 2 different reasons. Dudek had the pace and was able to be reasonably comfortable in front, enjoying himself. The bike really hooking up and gently easing away from Freddie Lindgren. We're seeing it again. Great start from the Polish boy. For a moment there, I just thought Lindgren might have been able to get up the inside, but Dudek had it all covered. Again from the tapes. Legs just wrap around the engine, the bike charging towards the first corner. Easy to identify Mr. Dudek with those green wheels, fluorescent green wheels. And he was very quick out in front. But Lindgren here didn't quite have the pace that he had first time out. He had to ride a little defensively here because Piotr Pawlicki, desperate for points, was plugging away around the inside. And in truth, as the race came to its conclusion, the Swede had to ride defensively. But Dudek didn't, because he had plenty of pace. I've got to say, in the first couple of Grand Prix rounds this year, he's looking very impressive.
Yeah, very much so. And what a night ahead for our UK viewers at the Principality Stadium in Cardiff on July the 22nd, the British Grand Prix. It's going to be some night in Cardiff, 22nd of July. Get it in your diary, get along there if you can. It's going to be one heck of a British Grand Prix on that night at the Principality Stadium. Here we go with heat number 7 here in Warsaw. And your lineup across the inside is Matti Zagar, failed to score on his opener, so did Niels Christian Iversen off 2. Ty Woffenden goes off gate number 3 in white, and another man who failed to score on his opener, Chris Holder, the 2012 world champion. He goes off the outside gate in yellow. So a big race here, riders needing points, even at this early stage of the meeting. Heat number 7 it is. Good start from the inside gate. Matti Zagar holds the line now. Woffenden tries the inside switch. What a move from Ty Woffenden. Watch out for Iversen as well. He's coming hard around the outside in blue. And Iversen, has he done enough? Woffenden has held the line. That's a clever move from Ty Woffenden. He must have eyes in the back of his head. Iversen up the inside now. He's coming on strong. Third in red is Matti Zagar. At the back is Chris Holder. But Woffenden just about holding on to the lead.
Yeah, he's having to ride very cleverly here, and he has done, and that's enabled him to get to the front because Iversen looks like he might be a touch quicker. Woffenden riding the outside line, the inside line. He's trying to cover every move that the Danish man can work behind him. Zagar in 3rd place, running wide, and Holder out the back. Woffenden in front, but Iversen is working really hard.
Great Britain's Ty Wolfenden is going to take the checkered flag here in Warsaw. It's a win for Wolfenden. Second place in blue, Niels Christian Iversen. Third in red, Matti Zegar. Disappointment for Chris Holder again. Yet to score from 2 outings, and he's a much, much better rider than that, Chris. But Ty Wolfenden, victory under his belt there, puts him on to 5 points. He missed the semi-finals in Slovenia by a point a fortnight ago. His league form, he's been getting 8s and 9s. He needs to step it up a level or two by his own admission in the media this week. Wolfenden moves on to 5 points then from his 2 rides so far. Ederson gets a couple, Zegar gets 1, and Holder still yet to score.
Yeah, good start for Wolfenden. He's not at his best. He admitted that in his interview pre-meeting, but there's no doubt that he's made a good start to tonight's meeting. Gate 3 not ideal. 2 boys on the inside, 2 starts, run very wide, leave the door wide open, but then Iversen shows great speed, and then Wolfenden had to ride quite hard in that bottom corner on the opening lap to slam the door shut in front of Iversen to make sure he doesn't come round him. Battling out the back is Chris Holder, and Holder with 2 rides under his belt now with no points to show for it. He's having a hard time, the Australian, but 5 points from gates 2 and 3. Not a great draw in actual fact for the former world champion Wolfenden, but they'll be satisfied with that.
Yes, coming up to heat number 8 here, Emil Sayfutdinov is the rider in white, the Russian Rocket. What a rider he is. So good to see him back in the Grand Prix campaign. Susie, his manager, in the pits watching on nervously, no doubt.
Yeah, pleased to see him back. He got 12 points in Slovenia, and it was a really good. He got better and better as the night went on, and just slipped out in the semi-finals. He went 3rd, 2nd, win, and then just missed out. But Sayfutdinov is back, and it's good news.
Yep, Janowski on the inside, and what a ride it was from him in Heat 1. He's had a long wait for his 2nd ride. Yeah. Bartosz Marslik goes off gate number 2, a win for him in his opener. Emil Sayfutdinov gate 3 in white. And Antonio Lindback from Sweden goes off the outside in the yellow helmet colour. This is heat number 8, and after this race, every rider will have completed 2 rides. Jason Doyle in great form, watching on from the pits area. And 2 wins from 2 rides for Doyle so far. This is heat number 8 here in Warsaw. And it's a good start for the man on the inside, Maciej Janowski. Now they're all bunching up. Surely somebody's got to give here. And now Lindback in yellow, charging hard around the outside. Lindback now comes around the outside of Bartosz Marslik, but the lead is with Maciej Janowski from Antonio Lindback. From the man in blue, Bartosz Marslik, and look at Lindback, still coming strong, putting pressure on Maciej Janowski, having a real go here, and Sayfutdinov's knocked out of the back. Here comes the man in blue, Bartosz Marslik. Oh my goodness, this is breathtaking, and the man in blue, Bartosz Marslik, comes through.
Antonio Lindback once again round the outside of Marslik. Now Sayfutdinov on the inside, 3 abreast as they go into the last lap. Janowski looking like he's going to win his 2nd race of the night. In 2nd place, Marslik comes through, hanging on for 2nd place. Fabulous action throughout the 4 laps.
Maciej Janowski gets the win. 2nd place goes to Bartosz Marslik. Sayfutdinov desperately tried to get Lindback on the line. But that was spectacular speedway.
Wow.
In heat number 8. And the Poles are loving it, and quite rightly so. Maciej Janowski, Bartosz Marslik. Tell you what, you've got to fancy them for the Monster Energy Speedway World Cup, haven't you? It's in Leszno, it's in Poland, the final. They're straight through to the final. They are going to take some stopping in the World Cup in July. Janowski, Marslik, Lindback and Sayfutdinov at the back. 2 rides apiece, 6 points each for Jason Doyle and Maciej Janowski. And on 5, it's Dudek, Marslik, Lindgren and Wolfenden.
Decent stuff once again. Brilliant ride from Janowski. It was fireworks going on behind him, that's for sure, because they were falling over each other. There's no doubt about that. Janowski makes a great start from the inside. Sayfutdinov out of gate 3. Look at how close that was. He gives Marslik a real clout. Marslik then slams the door shut, going down the back straight on the opening lap. 4 abreast near enough as they got there, and then Saifutinov then with the front wheel right over the inside line. How close was that as they come out there? That allows actually Antonio Limbach to really pounce, but he can't stay there because Smarslik rides really well to get up the inside of the Swedish boy. Janowski's fast tonight. Didn't look that fast in Slovenia, didn't really get going that night, but so far this evening is unbeaten, as is Jason Doyle. Great effort from Saifutinov, but all that effort actually was in vain. He failed to score. Just shows you how hard it is. Riders of that quality and Holder are struggling for points. This man not. Much more like his old self this evening. Sharp away from the tapes. Marek Cieślak, the team manager for Poland, in his camp. And that's more like it for Magic.
Now let's hear from Jason Doyle, a man very much in form. He's with Amy.
Jason, back-to-back wins there. I mean, you must have been carrying like, so much fire off the first heat win, I should say. How are you feeling out there?
Yeah, it's difficult to come off gate 4 in your first heat. There's a lot of nerves. There's a massive crowd here tonight. So, yeah, to get the first win under your belt is nice. And it takes a little bit of pressure off when you got 2 wins in a row. But like we know, it can all go wrong in the next 3 rides.
Great work out there. We'll see you later on. Thank you.
Yeah, quick one. Happy Mother's Day to me mum and all the Australian mums back at home. Love you and see you soon.
Nice one. Thank you so much.
Nice touch. Certainly Jason Doyle has a close relationship with his mum and the Australians. I'm sure they're enjoying that as well, seeing Jason Doyle riding so well once again. So close to winning the World Championship last year. Really was in devastating form. When he won those 3 Grand Prix on the spin, he was outclassing everybody, and there's no doubt that he's back fighting hard this year. Super Speedway we've seen so far in the first opening races. Janowski is showing good character here, Nige, because there's no doubt that Janowski was well below par in the opening round of the championship, but 6 points out of 6, that's a really good effort from him, and we've seen some really good Speedway so far.
Another man with 6 points out of 6 is Maciej Janowski, who's speaking to Amy now.
Maciej, you had to work really hard to hold on to that second win of the evening, but brilliant stuff. How are you feeling out there?
Yeah, no, I'm pretty happy. So so good so far, but we need to be focused about the setup and about the track, what is changing. So now it's okay.
Tell me a little bit more about your setup. What do you need to work on? It sounds like there's some things that you need to work out.
That's big you know, things. So I can't tell you my setup, but I can tell you track is changing all the time. So we need to stay focused and look how they're grading, what they do, if they put water or no. So we still work about it with this, you know.
Not giving away any secrets, but first, also tell me, how does it feel out there in front of all your home fans?
It's amazing, you know. This is like a dream. We work so hard to be in place like this, so I'm glad I can be here and show my racing for the fans.
Enjoy the rest of the evening. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Super guy, Janowski. Very polite, always shakes your hand, never ducks anybody. Genuine nice guy, and a half-sensible Speedway rider as well. And so far this evening, interesting what he was saying there with Amy, and the fact that, you know, you've got to keep an eye on the way the track changes. They do extensive grading. We're witnessing that now as riders are just beginning to get themselves ready for Heat 9. They've got a really trick bit of equipment, the grader there, which rolls and grades at the same time. Pretty expensive bit of equipment, but it works a treat on these temporary tracks. Just a light sprinkle of water also going on, just to make sure that the dust doesn't bloom, but in truth there's been no sign of any dust so far this evening. Nicky Pedersen and his team keenly looking on, as is Patrick Dudek, and this is very important, Nige, because small changes to the bike is the difference between winning a race and not.
Very much so. The track grading going on as we speak. This is, of course, a temporary track. This is a massive multi-purpose facility here in Warsaw. Pop concerts, national football matches, international football matches, and this track temporary, very much like Cardiff and Stockholm and Melbourne, of course, which ends the series on October 29th. There we see the equipment that Kelvin's talking about. Roller and a grader all in one.
Very good. ideal, that is, and does a job in double quick time. Greg Hancock also keeping an eye on it. Quite a lot of water going on again. Interesting to see how, if that makes it a little greasy in the first couple of races. 9 and 10 will ride slightly different as a consequence of that, and that's what riders are just keeping a keen eye on. And he's still going round. Riders now just seen the grader come off, so they'll be putting their goggles on and just turning the fuel taps on and getting ready to get pushed off.
Yep, just one more lap of water going down right now. And quite a mild evening here in Warsaw, it has to be said. It's been a very pleasant day.
Yeah, lovely.
And very mild in the stadium. We've been here before, Kel, where it's been very, very chilly in the stadium, but to be fair, it's been very mild so far, and sun just still peeking through as...
it's been a glorious day.
It's been beautiful, yeah.
Yeah, and it's been an ideal day to be out and about in the town, which we had the good fortune to be earlier today. And yes, last year it was freezing in here, in truth. But this evening it's very, very pleasant indeed, and everybody's quite relaxed in short sleeve order. Nicky Pedersen, 3-time world champion, having a better Grand Prix, needs to keep working. 3 points, a foundation to build on. Gate 3 not great, but what can he do from there?
Yep, so heat number 9 coming up here then. This is the 3rd round of races for the 16 riders here in the PGE National. And Piotr Pawlicki just going back and talking to his pit crew down the back straight. He's just got over a minute left anyway of the 2 minutes time allowance. But he's settled for that bike now as we go under the... get towards a minute remaining here of the 2 minutes time allowance. Here we go with heat 9 then. Piotr Pawlicki going off the inside in white. It's been a tough night for him so far. In red, I should say. It's been a tough night for him so far. Antonio Limbach, gate 2. Gate number 3 is Nicky Pedersen, 3 points to his name. And Matti Zegar, a tough night for him so far off the outside in yellow.
Well, it is, isn't it? With the strength of lineup here, you know, somebody's got to drop points, and when you see the names against the point scores, there's no doubt that there's plenty of work to do, and Zegar needs to pick up his work. He had a good, solid opening round in Slovenia. I'll be pleased with that, but so far this evening it's been difficult. Jason Doyle there, keenly looking on his monitor. Sat down in the pits waiting for his 3rd heat, which will be coming up reasonably soon. But Pawlicki on the inside was good last year, very good. Captained the World Cup team to success in Manchester. Brilliant effort from the Poles there. Needs a good start on the inside.
Yep, the heat number 9, Bartosz Smarslik watching on. Here we go then. Krista Gardell puts the green light on, and it's a great start from Piotr Pawlicki on the inside gate. Zegar's gone to the back as Limbach now is going to try and come around the outside of Pedersen. Oh, and now coming through. Oh, and Pedersen's gone down. Zegar charged through. Nicky Pedersen has gone down, and we've got the red flags, the red lights are on. And Krista Gardell has got another decision to make here. And Pedersen's still down by the air fence.
Not an easy decision to make, this one, though. Zegar made that move. The door was open because Pedersen went very wide to block the move from Limbach down the back straight. See Pedersen there, runs very wide, right across in front of Lindgren. That opens the door, and then Zegar comes steaming up the inside. I think
Zegar will go.
Well, I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure.
Oh.
Nicky's kind of come back there because he's realised that he's too wide. Yellow's gone. Okay.
Matti Zegar is out. So Matti Zegar is adjudged as the cause of the stoppage by Krista Gardell.
I think he's a little bit unlucky there, you know.
All about opinions.
Yeah, but when you see what Nicky Pedersen did down the back straight, slamming against the fence nearly to stop the run of Limbach. The door was wide open, Zegar gets in there, and then Pedersen's almost leaning into the back of Zegar. You see him here, he reacts, he's looking for, there's a lot of track for him to ride on there, and he's trying to come back to the inside to cover the move that Zegar's already made.
Take your point, it's a good point you make.
I think Zegar's unlucky. That angle doesn't look good, but when you look at it slightly earlier, tough one, could go either way.
Well, Krista Gardell has made his decision. Nicky's going to get up, head back towards the pits area.
I tell you what, it's a tough night for Zagar now.
It is.
You know,
1 point from 3 rides.
Almost certainly. Well, he won't make the final, the semi-finals now. The best he can do is 7. And after such a good display in his home country 2 weeks ago, he will be really disappointed with that, and he'll be frustrated. I don't know if we'll be able to talk to him. We rarely hear from him, in truth. But it would be interesting to see what his version of that incident is. Yeah,
it would be interesting. I'm not quite sure that we'll get a reaction out of Mate. Maybe we will, but two sides to the story there. My gut reaction when I saw the initial incident was that he would go. But you make that point, Kelvin, as an opposing view, if you like, about the way Nicky almost invited Zagar up the inside by going wide.
Because he made such a big move to stop Limback, and then he realised that Zagar was there and tried to come back across and clip the back of him, but Mr. Gardel.
Well, we have got Matti Zagar. Let's hear his version of events now. Here is Amy.
So, Matti, I think most people want to know what your version of events. What happened out there?
I know reactions like this make me sick, you know, because you can see obviously he saw me coming and he just put the leg onto my bike, so I touched him, but he could easily move.
Tough. It's been a tough.
Yeah, I don't want to comment no more. I said what I think.
Thanks, Matti. Thanks for talking.
Well, understandably frustrated. Understandably, it could have gone either way. Nicky Pedersen, he's a wily character, Nicky Pedersen. I think he knew exactly what he was doing there.
Well, he's back for the restart. Nicky Pedersen, he's got 3 points from 2 rides so far. He's got the opportunity to add to that now. But for Matti Zagar, that is such a big decision in the context of his evening.
Absolutely. He was into second place, looking like going to pick up 2 points and giving himself, if he'd finished there, of course, he would have then been in a stronger position to make the top 8. Now, all of a sudden, probably can't.
12 rounds of the World Championship this year. We move on to Daugavpils in Latvia in a fortnight's time. The British Grand Prix is at the Principality Stadium in Cardiff on the 22nd of July, and then it all wraps up in Melbourne on the 29th of October. 12 rounds of the World Championship. We have the Monster Energy FIM Speedway World Cup starting at Kings Lynn's Adrian Flux Arena on the 1st of July. Saturday the 1st of July is event 1. Then we go to Vastavik in Sweden for event 2 on the Tuesday, and then it's Leszno back here in Poland. Leszno on the Friday and the Saturday, the race-off and the final. And it'd be good to go back to Leszno. We've seen some good Grand Prix down there.
We have.
Down the years.
And a World Cup.
Yeah,
we've seen some superb speedway there. It's a great speedway track. Older stadium, real hardcore speedway stadium, but nonetheless generates fantastic atmosphere. And having ridden there and commentated there, it will be a pleasure to go back for the World Cup this year.
Nicky's in a rush, but he has got over a minute of the 2-minute time allowance. John Jorgensen, the former rider there.
Yeah, ex-teammate of mine. Just over a minute, plenty of time, no problem.
That was Coventry, wasn't it?
With Coventry, we won 2 league titles together, back-to-back. Great times we had in Britain. And fondly remember them. Always good to see John. He's been involved with Nicky on and off for some considerable time now.
Yeah, and we wish Coventry all the very best for the future. Their stadium unavailable this year, but we sincerely hope a resolution can be found there and the Bees can buzz back into action in March next year. Fingers crossed. Right, back to heat number 9 here. 3 riders only. Let's just confirm the lineup for you. Piotr Pawlicki off the inside in red, Antonio Limback gate 2 in blue, and Nicky Pedersen goes off 3 in white. Zagar will sit this one out, and it was great that we got a reaction from him.
Yeah, it was. Well done to Amy, because we very, very rarely hear from Zagar, and clearly very frustrated. He just about kept it together there. He had to turn away before he said something he shouldn't, but fair play for him to come.
Doesn't normally stop you.
Okay, all right. Well, you know, I haven't got the same discipline as Mr. Zagar.
No, you haven't. Right, heat number 9, here we go then. Green lights on. Great start from Limback, but what about that from Piotr Pawlicki? Holds the inside line. Now Nicky Pedersen will try the inside run, but Limback's got plenty of speed. Oh, he's gone wide, and that allows Pedersen through into second spot. Piotr Pawlicki has the lead. Surely there's no way for Pedersen or Limback. Now Limback on Pedersen. Oh, that was ruthless.
Talk about time.
He's not happy, Pedersen. He's not happy. I'll tell you what, the end of this race will be interesting.
Yeah, will be. What a move from Antonio Lindback. Clearly unhappy about the move that Pedersen put on him on the early part of the race, and Lindback then had more speed and was able to get up the inside. Piotr Pawlicki, though, he doesn't care about that because he's away out in front. He desperately needed points, and these 3 points that potentially he's going to get, he's on the last lap, will be very useful indeed. Tough speedway out there tonight.
Ruthless. But what about this from Piotr Pawlicki? He's had a tough night so far, but he's got his first win on the board. It's a 3-point return for Pawlicki. Puts him on to 4. Nicky Pedersen just rolls over the finish line for a point. Antonio Lindback may be viewing that as a bit of payback time. I don't know, I'm not a rider, I'm not an ex-rider. But just watching from the outside, maybe that was a bit of payback time from Antonio Lindback after the move from Nicky in the previous race. Who knows? Right, the result of heat number 9. Piotr Pawlicki the winner, Antonio Lindback was second, with Nicky Pedersen in third place. And what that means is that Pawlicki moves on to 4 points, Nicky Pedersen is on 4 points, and so is Antonio Lindback. So it's getting very, very tight in the battle for the top 8 here.
Indeed it is. And a timely win there for Piotr Pawlicki. He makes a good start from the inside, holds the inside. Look how tight he is. He had the front wheel right over the curb. Here we see Nicky Pedersen and Antonio Lindback. Antonio Lindback there actually just lifts too hard, and that allows the bike to run wide there. That's the key moment. Just momentarily losing control of the bike, and that allows Pedersen to come up the inside. And Antonio Lindback then has to take avoiding action, but Pedersen then leaves the door open. And Antonio Lindback, who'd squared that bottom corner off, wheels in line, had more speed, and came charging up the inside, and Pedersen does quite well. Not happy at all, but bottom line...
If Pedersen went there, what would the decision have been by the referee? If he went down, what would have happened?
I think the referee may have not looked very kindly on Mr. Lindback. You know, if he's going to stick consistently, Zagar was in the same position that got excluded in the initial stagings of that race. But fortunately that didn't happen, but not happy, but tough racing out there.
There'll be plenty more of that over the course of the next few months, you can be sure of that.
Guaranteed. Guaranteed.
Yeah. Greg Hancock, 1 point from 2 rides. The reigning world champion is off the outside gate in yellow. Needs points here. Won't be easy from gate 4. He'll need one of his trademark traps. Emil Saifudanov off the inside. Martin Vaculik, gate 2. Niels Christian Iversen, gate 3. And that man, Greg Hancock, off the outside in yellow. To be fair, he gave an interview when he was excluded earlier as well. Full credit to riders when things have gone against them. Still prepared to give their version of events in a professional manner. Good stuff. Heat number 10 it is then. PGE National the National Stadium here in Warsaw, Poland. Round 2 of the World Championship. Take tries, and it's a great start from gate number 2, and Martin Vaculik. Hancock's at the back. What can Hancock do about this now? He's just slotted through into third, but Iversen's come back at him. And now here comes Saifudanov putting the pressure on Vaculik. It's Vaculik the lead, Saifudanov second, Iversen is third, and Hancock is trailing at the back. It's just not going the way of the reigning champion tonight.
No, it's not. It's going the way of Martin Vaculik in this race. Gate 2 worked a treat for him. He's got speed again here, you know, they must have tweaked the bike. He's looking good. Saifudanov, who's had to work hard for points tonight, he's in second, but he's got pressure, a lot of pressure from Iversen, who's got the better of the world champion. Keep your eyes on Iversen, he is charging hard in third place. Vaculik's got this with a lap to go. Saifudanov needs to work hard to hang on to second place.
Yeah, this will put Vaculik on to 6 points to continue his fine run of form after his victory in Slovenia. Kershko it was 2 weeks ago. He's got a win under his belt in heat number 10. Emil Saifudanov, that was a big second place for him as well. He needed that.
He did.
Iversen in third, still hanging on in there with hopes of a semi-final place. But Hancock now can only score 7 points, which may well rule him out of the semi. We have seen riders qualify on 7 on a countback system, but not very often. So it's not looking good for the reigning world champion here in Warsaw tonight. Vaculik the winner, Saifudanov second, Iversen third, and Greg Hancock trailing in at the back. I did say it wouldn't be easy from gate 4, and so it proved for Hancock, but for Vaculik, 6 points from 3 rides now, and that was a big, big win for the Slovakian.
It was, and he's backing up that strong performance in 2 weeks ago brilliantly, because this was a tough race. All 4 riders, in truth, were struggling for points, and he made a jet-propelled start out of gate 2, and such a great feeling that was. And really, he doesn't come under too much pressure. Just momentarily here, Saifutinov had a little bit of a nibble as they went into turn 3 on the opening lap. Looking at the world champion there coming from gate 4, just can't quite get the bike to the first corner. Just finds himself in the middle of the track and can't get the speed he wants. Must have been a frustrating race for the world champion. Everson coming through into 3rd place, but Martin Vasilek pumped up, raring to go. Good team, good bikes, rider in top form, physically very fit. I've got to say, we saw him in Slovenia. He is a racing snake of a man. He is in great condition, as is Jason Doyle. Fitness levels in the pits have gone up immeasurably in the last 5 years. Riders taking their job very seriously. Martin Vasilek, he's back.
Yeah, he's got Simon Stead in his pit corner again tonight. Simon, who is the former Great Britain World Cup rider. He's Sheffield team manager in the UK as well. Speaking of the UK as well, we remember today the late Lee Richardson. 5 years ago today since Lee passed away. And our thoughts very much with the Richardson family on this day. We wish them well. Smartlik off the inside, Pawlicki going off 2. Chris Holder yet to score a point. This is a huge race for Holder. He's off gate 3. And Patrick Dudek going off the outside. Heat number 11, another powerhouse lineup here.
It is. Papa Dudek there having a look on. Clearly very nervous indeed. His boys on the outside. Here we go.
Big race here then, and it's a great start off the inside and the outside. A stunning move from Patrick Dudek. It was a great start from Bartosz Smarslik in red. He made a stunning start, but what about that from Patrick Dudek? He's riding beautifully. Smarslik holding 2nd spot. Holder is 3rd. The man at the back is Przemysław Pawlicki right now. But what about this from Patrick Dudek in the yellow helmet? The way it's going, he's going to move on to 8 points.
Well, he was quick in his previous ride, and he's proving so again here. Absolutely fabulous start. Hancock, the world champion, renowned for his starting ability, couldn't do it. Dudek did, and he's out in front. He's comfortable. Smarslik having to work hard to keep Holder back in 3rd. And Przemysław Pawlicki, who's been in good form this season so far, is finding it tough. Look at Dudek go, Nigel.
Yeah, super ride from Patrick Dudek. Crowd go wild here in Warsaw, because that was superb. All the hard work done in the very early stages there. Smarslik made a good start. My commentary at the start of the race, great start from the inside and from the outside as well. Red and yellow, and Dudek just smoothly breezed around the outside and made it look so simple. He's a fair old talent, this boy.
He is.
8 points out of a possible 9.
Brilliant. Brilliant ride once again from Dudek. Genuine pace when he hits the front, just pulls away.
Dudek, Smarslik, Holder, Pawlicki. 2 world champions only on a point from 3 rides. Greg Hancock and Chris Holder. Look at this, Dudek on top with 8, Smarslik 7 points from 3 rides. But we have the unbeaten boys coming up, Doyle and Janowski in heat number 12. Add in Woofenden and Lindgren, and we have a stunning heat 12 lineup to come.
Well, that could easily be the final. What a ride this was from Dudek. Dudek really does get the bike to work. He's such a small, slight man. And the bike absolutely flying to the first corner. He doesn't look that comfortable when he goes to the first corner, but it clearly works very well for him. Smarslik working hard in 2nd place. A solid 2 points for him. Patrick Dudek, disappointment once again for Chris Holder, finding points extremely difficult to come by. Having to work hard just to get 3rd place. There's the dad. He'll be happy with that. He'll be delighted to see his boy riding so well. Full-time Grand Prix rider now, coming through the Grand Prix Challenge last year into the Grand Prix. 24 years of age. He looks very accomplished.
I'll tell you what, he's not the only Polish youngster coming through.
No,
there is a conveyor belt of young Polish riders over here who are showing great signs going forward.
Interesting point that they had an under-21 meeting here held on Tuesday, and talking to the organisers, they said there'd look very little difference between the Grand Prix boys.
Doyle and Janowski unbeaten, Lindgren and Woofenden on 5. What a lineup for heat number 12.
You said that before tonight, and you will say it again,
And
I'm
I said
sure.
I wouldn't say it anymore.
But you couldn't
Have I said
resist.
it 12 times?
You may have done. You may just have done. Fabulous lineup here for heat number 12. Riders in top form, 2 unbeaten riders on the inside 2 gates. Freddie Lindgren, well, he's been riding fantastic. Lindgren and Woofenden, of course, have been teammates in the UK, and Woofenden was very impressive last time. Something's got to give.
Yep, heat number 12 it is, and it's a great start from Jason Doyle. He has made an absolute beauty. Lindgren goes wide, Woofenden charging hard now. Now Lindgren up the inside! Where has he found that from? That is a great ride from Freddie Lindgren. Doyle's going to come back for more! Doyle up the inside! Lindgren still going strong. Woofenden's back in the mix. What a race in heat number 12!
Fabulous move from Lindgren to get the better of the Australian, but he read it brilliantly. Doyle in the front. Lindgren now back to the front. Doyle's going to come back up the inside. Repays the compliment. Now Lindgren's up the inside. Fantastic speedway. Doyle winding it on once again round the inside. Woofenden's in third. Just over a lap to go. Lindgren lifts. That allows Doyle back to the inside. Wonderful, wonderful speedway.
It's the edge of your seat here. And Doyle now. Outside run. Can Doyle get him on the line? To the line we go!
Lindgren hangs on.
Whoa!
Sensational speedway. Speedway out of the top drawer. Doesn't get much better than that. 4 riders on the night. Doyle away from the tapes initially. Calm down, Kelvin. Calm down. We're only at heat 12.
Goodness me.
Fabulous.
Look at this here. This is down to the finish line now. I think Lindgren has just held on here.
He does, yeah.
Yep. Just about held on. So Lindgren the winner. Doyle was second. Did anybody keep a note of how many times they've passed each other?
4, I think.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
It's a
I'll
guess.
take your word for it.
It's a guess.
So you didn't keep a note then?
No.
Lindgren,
Just a
Doyle,
guess.
Woofenden, Janowski. Quite a race, heat number 12. And after 3 rides apiece, it's Doyle, Lindgren, and Dudek on 8 points apiece. And you've got Smartschlik on 7 points. 12 heats gone, heat 13 after a grading break.
Well, that was some race, wasn't it? Heat number 12, and we're going to be able to have the treat of seeing it again. Fabulous start initially from Jason Doyle on the inside. The Australian coming into this race unbeaten. Freddie Lindgren, look at that move, absolutely fabulous. Just charged up the inside to get the better of the Australian initially. Woofenden there just not managing to get across from the outside like Dudek did. But this was such a competitive race. Bearing in mind, Janowski was unbeaten coming into this race and he fails to score. Doyle and Lindgren were exceptional here. Lindgren now squaring the corner off. Doyle running wide, running even wider. Lindgren lifting, a lap to go, leaves the door wide open. Doyle charges back to the inside. Look at that move there. Lindgren actually lifted too hard there. Half a mistake from the Swede, but then reacts brilliantly to get himself back to the front as they go down the back straight for the very last time. Doyle around the outside, must have thought he might have had the chance here because the bike was working so well, but Freddie Lindgren just hangs on for another crucial win. Both riders on 8 points now. That was something very special in heat number 12. Probably worth the admission money alone.
Yeah, without a doubt, breathtaking. The best riders in the world going for it big time.
Fantastic.
And he is one of the best riders in the world right now, Freddie Lindgren. Never seen him ride better than this consistently.
Agree with that.
Superb run of form. 16 points in Slovenia, 8 points from 3 rides tonight. And almost in the semi-finals. It's going so well for Freddie Lindgren of Sweden. He's only ever won 1 Grand Prix in his career. That was in Gothenburg in his home country, Sweden. But on this form, it's only a matter of time, surely. And let's hear from Freddie Lindgren now. He's with Amy.
Freddie, you look so switched on again this evening. Firstly, let's talk about that last heat. Where did that move come from?
Yeah, no, I'm so happy. What a battle with Doyle. You know, we kept swapping places, and you know, that adrenaline was really pumping, and I just went for it, did some really smart moves out there, and happy with the win.
All that adrenaline is meaning that you are now equal on points at the top of the table with Doyle, with Dudek. How does that feel?
No, it feels good, obviously, but you know, you have to take 1 heat by the time. You know, everyone in this group are so good, so keep the focus on, switch on, and and go for it.
We'll see you later on this evening. Well done.
Thank you.
Well, superb ride from Freddie. He's been in the thick of the action throughout his 3 rides. He's out in heat 15 off of gate 3, and we'll be looking forward to that. It has been Dudek actually he's on 8 points, but he's doing it from the front. He's doing it the easy way. Got to give Freddie Lindgren an awful lot of credit, because that was one hell of a speedway race for him to win. And Jason Doyle made him work so very hard. It could have easily gone the other way, with Doyle snatching the win on the run to the line. It was proper speedway in heat number 12.
Just a bit, you know, it's the type of race that, you know, you'd travel anywhere in the world to see. It was that special with them.
Well, I think what we've got tonight, Nigel, we've got a stage. The track conditions are brilliant, and we've got a stage for these 16 riders really to strut their stuff. And when the conditions are so good like this, then we can see how good these riders are, and we can see how good the sport is.
Yes, couldn't agree more. Very, very special. Tough night for Chris Holder and Greg Hancock tonight. Really hard work for them. Greg not helped by an exclusion. Clearly unhappy with that, but tell you what, we are seeing some terrific racing, and trying to predict a winner is really impossible the way this Grand Prix is shaping up.
And I actually nailed my colours to the mast with Bartosz Schmarzlik. Still got a chance. He's had a reasonable night, but it's so easy to drop points. You've got to be right on top of your game if you want to be in the top 8. You only have to be a whisker off now, and you will find life very difficult. And I think we will see some shocks this year with top riders. We're witnessing it here this evening already, with Hancock and Holder struggling for points. And riders coming into the series like Dudek and Martin Veselik really doing themselves proud. Of course, Lindgren he actually completed all the Grand Prix last year, but he was actually an injury replacement for Jarek Hampel, and didn't make the top 8 actually, but qualified through the challenge. But by crikey, as he started like a house on fire this season. Second season on the GTR engine, you just get the feeling that he really is in a very comfortable place with his equipment.
Well, Jason Doyle just involved in a battle royal with Freddie Lindgren. Let's get his reaction now with Amy.
Jason, we just heard the thoughts of Freddie. He really enjoyed that tussle out there with you in that last heat. How was it for you?
Yeah, not so good that I got done on the line, but yeah, it's not too bad. Off gate 1, you can make such a good start, and then the boys on the outside get a nice run, and yeah, I tried to do everything I could. It just wasn't good enough in the end, but we've got enough speed. We just need to make some more good starts and hopefully be there in the semis.
We heard earlier this evening that we're going to have to keep a real eye on how the gates are developing. How is that working?
Yeah, exactly. Every track grade, the track changes so much. They're doing a great job out there. The track is perfect for an indoor stadium, so we'll have to see. But I think all the starts are fair, and hopefully I can get off the next 2.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Yeah, universal praise for the track, Kel. They were praising it after practice, and certainly tonight as well.
Well, the action that we've witnessed so far in the first 12 heats suggests that the conditions are spot on, and that's just been confirmed by Jason Doyle. Maybe Chris Holder and Hancock might not quite agree with him, because they're finding life very difficult, but in truth, it's a very good speedway track here that's been served up. People just waiting patiently now for heat number 13.
Let's hear from Martin Veselik, who's in good form again tonight. He's with Amy.
Martin, we just have a chat there about how you're, again, in great form. How are you feeling out there?
You know, every heat is very difficult, you know. Now I won the heat, but before I had a little bit trouble with, not trouble, but I have to find good setup, and I hope now everything is okay, and in the last heat I feel fast, so just keep it and yeah, have fun.
Interesting to hear your thoughts, and good luck for the rest of the evening. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, he was fast last time, and quite clearly the team works well there, because he was in and around the points, but not quite got it dead right. But his last heat, he was able to hit the front, and he looked really fast indeed. Another excellent race coming up here, heat number 13 with Ty Woofenden off the inside. This is a good lineup, I think, Nige.
I'm going to stop going on about it. Anyway.
Yeah, you said that before.
I know, it is brilliant. It's high quality every step of the way. Woofenden going off 1, Now, Saifutinov here, interestingly, he needs points. He's got 4 from 3. So he really does need to get some points in the bag here in heat number 13, as does Nicky Pedersen off the outside. Woffenden has that inside gate. Can he make it to that first turn? Heat 13 coming up now. Here we go with heat 13. Tai Woffenden of Great Britain off the inside. Emil Saifutinov from Russia, gate 2. Patrick Dudek from Poland off gate number 3, roared on by the Polish fans here. And Nicky Pedersen outside in yellow. It's going to be tough for him from that outside gate here.
It is indeed, and Nicky has been in the thick of the action throughout the night. And he's going to have to find some speed here because he's got some hard charges on the inside of him. Saifutinov, Woffenden. Certainly those two are going to have a real good battle going to the first corner, and young Mr. Dudek is in sparkling form tonight. He's got genuine speed, and if he hits the front, I think he'll be a hard man to peg back. Once again, we've said this once or twice, well certainly you have, this is a decent lineup.
Well, it is. 13. No doubt Pedersen off the outside will be acutely aware of the importance to make the start here.
Yeah.
We know that gate 4 can work when the boys around the outside can do the wide run, and Jason Doyle made that point in the interview. Here we go, heat number 13. Good start from Woffenden off gate number 1. He's got into that first turn, but now watch out for Saifutinov up the inside. Has Woffenden left too much room? He's coming back for more here. Saifutinov has the lead. Woffenden blasting around the outside. Oh, Woffenden just gets there. Great ride from the Great Britain man. Saifutinov is second, third is Pedersen, and the man in white, Patrick Dudek, is in the back. But I tell you what, I thought Woffenden left a little bit too much room there, but he's just about held on.
Well, Woffenden won here last year, and all of a sudden, crikey, does he look quick. He's enjoying that outside run, really running hard. Saifutinov is now following him, but he won't catch him. A lap to go. Nicky Pedersen hanging on a 3rd place. Patrick Dudek a little bit out of shape. He's off. Oh my goodness, he's gone in hard there. Red lights have got to come on, surely.
Yeah. The red lights are not on. The race has now been completed. The referee there, Krista Gardell, allowed the race to finish and then put the red lights on the moment Woffenden crossed the finish line. So I can only assume there then that the result will stand there anyway.
It will, well, the race finished, didn't it? So it has to.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Patrick Dudek getting too much grip, leg trailing, going into turn 1 on the last lap.
What a ride from Woffenden.
Yeah, exactly. What a ride from Tai Woffenden. Absolutely jet propelled around the outside. Must have changed the bike there because he hasn't been that fast so far this evening, and suddenly he just cleared off out in front. Saifutinov had to copy him. Great gesture there from Woffenden, giving Dudek a lift back. Good to see him up as well. He went in hard there, really hard. Air fence doing its job. But Tai Woffenden, I repeat, won here last year. Looks like they may have just tweaked the bike a little bit. He was quick then.
Yeah, he's on 9 points now. Woffenden, Saifutinov and Pedersen. So Woffenden is heading for his first semi-final of the year. 9 points to his name. A superb victory. That inside gate worked nicely for him, but he still had work to do there, Kel, because Saifutinov came through at one stage.
Well, we'll see it now. It's a good start from the inside from the Great Britain rider. He allows the bike to go very wide in the first corner. He's very vulnerable there. Possibly just gets away with that. Just gets away with it. But then look at this. Riding out wide. Fantastic speed. Saifutinov very nearly able to close the gap. He's driving hard and had to then hang on to the bike at the last moment when he realised that Tai was coming round the outside of him. Dudek then far too much grip, lets go just in the nick of time there and disappears. You see the leg at the back, he's a little bit lazy on the bike there with his bum sat in the seat and his leg back, and he just didn't have the strength to hang on the bike. But that's a decent return for Woffenden, and he would have enjoyed that. He genuinely would have enjoyed that. The bike was flying.
Yep, a little bit of running repair work now on the air fence. The airbag was punctured quite clearly with that incident with Patrick Dudek, so a little bit of a delay now while the repair work continues here. And good to see Patrick Dudek up and about. That's the most important thing. And we've got 7 races remaining of the 20 qualifying heats here. It's going to get very tense, you feel?
Oh, crikey, yes. It's so competitive, and everybody's taking points off everybody. You know, Dudek had 8, and then he fails to score there. He didn't see that coming, in truth. Sayfutdinov's working hard, having to work very hard. I believe he's got 6 points to his name. He's had a last. So going into his last ride, he's going to lead at least. He needs a win, really, because you know what it's like. You could be on 8. Without a win, you can miss out. So a race win for him could be. He's got gate 2 in heat 19. He's got the small matter of Jason Doyle to deal with.
Now let's hear from Patrick Dudek, find out how he is after that crash. He's with Amy.
Patrick, unfortunately, we saw you involved there in a rather nasty crash. I think first things first, how are you feeling? Are you okay?
Yeah, everything is okay. There was too much material in the outside, and I had good speed, and so crash. But it's okay, yeah, I'm fine.
Before the crash, though, you were running really well this evening. You must be enjoying it out there so much. Obviously, it was only a year ago you were here as a wild card. How does it feel to be out there riding as a fully fledged Grand Prix rider?
It's normal, yeah. Yeah, I win the first hit, so it's good. But now I had crash, and I need a little bit change on the bike, so I think will be better in the next hit. And cheers for fans.
Thank you so much.
He seems quite a shy guy, but he speaks better English than I realised. He is quite an understated character. There's still work going on the air fence. The bike went in really hard there, and it punctured one of the bags, so they've got to replace it.
Yeah, it shouldn't be too long now, Kel.
No.
Just looking at it, it's going into place quite nicely now. Phil Morris, the Speedway Grand Prix race director, looking at the repair work going on there, so shouldn't be too long. And we'll be back on with the action here in the PGE Narodowy here in Warsaw.
It's been a good night at Speedway so far, as you can hear. The centre green announcer whipping up the support for Tomasz Golob once again. Great tribute to Golob here pre-meeting. See the accident again. Just see the leg going back there, and he sort of sat in the bike, and the bike gets away from him. He can't hang on. They're lifting, actually going into the corner with your leg back. There's only one winner there, and that's the bike. And he had to let go. Fortunately, he got off the bike just in time.
Yep, good that he's okay. That's the most important thing. Marek Cieślak, the Polish national team manager.
What a career he's had.
Yeah.
He has made some really big decisions in a country that takes Speedway so very seriously, and everything he touches turns to gold. Because he actually sacked Janowski last year after the qualifier. He then, Piotr Pawlicki, made him captain. They went to Manchester and won the World Cup. I mean, it was a massive decision, bearing in mind that Janowski was the captain of the Polish side. So he was the one that dropped Tomasz Golob as well. So he's a brave man, but he's a very successful one.
Well, he's got an embarrassment of riches, really, when you look at the Polish
helps.
team.
It does help, yeah.
He has, and it'll be interesting to see what team he picks in July, because a reminder, we will only see Poland once in the World Cup, and that is in the final. The host nation goes straight through to the final, and Poland are straight through to Leszno in July. It'll be interesting, as we say, to see what lineup that Marek Cieślak goes for on that occasion.
Not going to be easy. Got to believe that Dudek will be part of that.
I'll tell you what I've noticed as well, Kel. Jarek Hampel is scoring points in league racing.
Yeah, I was just coming, you took the words out of my mouth, because Jarek Hampel, quite clearly now back to full fitness, scored lots of points in the Swedish league this week, and has been riding well in Poland as well. So that's a subtle reminder to the Marek Cieślak, and the rider, of course, a former world number 2. A former World Cup winner on more than one occasion, so very handy rider to be lurking around with all that experience.
Yeah, the air fence repairs look as though they're about done and dusted. The sponsors' logos have been put back in place, and it looks like any time now the race director will make the call for a 2-minute time allowance, and hopefully we'll be back underway with the action very shortly indeed.
Here we go.
Riders coming out then, and what a lineup here with... I've said it again, haven't I? I've said it again.
Greg Hancock on a new bike there. It is a good lineup, Nigel, I do agree with you. But Greg's just done a practice start on a different bike. Hasn't been his night. He's had an exclusion and has found points generally quite difficult to come by. So the world champion has got to salvage something now. Every world championship point counts to the total. If he could win his last 2 rides, even if he doesn't then make the top 8 this evening, 7 points, well, it wouldn't be a disaster.
Yeah, and Greg Hancock's eldest son showing signs of a passion for speedway riding.
He loves it, doesn't he?
Very much like his friend and colleague Billy Hamill, the 1996 world champion. His eldest son, very, very keen on speedway as well. As we build up to heat number 14. And Matti Zegar is the man off the outside here. He had that decision go against him and gave his reaction to us. At 14 it is.
Zegar's had a disappointing night, just 1 point from 3 outings. That exclusion last time really has poured salt in the wound for him. Is the lineup.
Yep, Hancock off the inside, just for 1 point to his name. Haven't said that very often.
No.
After 3 races in a Grand Prix. Jason Doyle off gate number 2 in blue, Bartosz Smarslik gate 3, and Matti Zegar, the Slovenian, going off the outside in yellow. Here we go with the 14th race of the night, and with Jason Doyle on 8, can he get 3 more points on the board to put him on to 11 points? He's not far off a semi-final spot as it is. Jason Doyle back to his best and really good to see. So heat number 14, can Hancock get there from the inside gate? He's made a good start, Greg Hancock. Doyle is going to go wide now, up the inside. Here comes Bartosz Smarslik. Oh, what a move, and Hancock has to get off the gas. Doyle comes through as well. Doyle challenging hard on Smarslik. Hancock now battling to try and get past Doyle, but Doyle clamps him down. The lead here is with Bartosz Smarslik in white. Second place is Doyle. That'll put him on 10. That'll do him nicely. Smarslik will move on to 10, as things stand as well. And Hancock and Zegar destined to miss out on the semi-finals tonight.
Well, Smarslik must have watched Ty Woofenden because that's exactly where he's riding, high and wide. And the move on the opening lap from the Polish boy to get the better of Doyle was fantastic. Hancock's working really, really hard in 3rd place. Doyle is now having to ride defensively round the inside because the world champion is all over the Australian. But the race is all about Smarslik, Nigel. What a ride from the Polish boy.
Yeah, super ride from Bartosz Smarslik. Jason Doyle in 2nd. Both those boys have moved into double figures now. They're heading through to the semi-finals. Smarslik punches the air with delight. It was a super move early on.
Brilliant.
And Matti Zegar, just 1 point from 4 rides now for the Slovenian. Disappointment, huge disappointment for him, but such is the strength and power of this lineup in 2017. It really is very, very tough out there. Smarslik the winner, Doyle 2nd, Hancock was 3rd, and Zegar at the back. This is what it means now. 2 riders on 10 points, Bartosz Smarslik and Jason Doyle. 14 heats gone here, and you can put Smarslik, Doyle and Woofenden into the semi-finals.
Well, Smarslik really turning on the style here because Jason Doyle really just winding it on as he gets to the first corner. He makes that decision very early coming from gate 3, sneaks up the inside. Hancock there was caught in 2 minds and then gets beaten up down the back straight with riders going either side of him. Great move from Smarslik in the first corner to tuck to the inside, gets the better of the world champion, pushes him wide, and then Doyle pounces as well. It's so tough out there. Hancock having no time to react. Doyle was there. Doyle then pushes hard, but Smarslik on that high, wide line. Woofenden used it first. Smarslik used it then in heat number 14 to great effect. And he moves on to 10 points with gate 2 in his last ride to come. But the poles are going good tonight.
You just knew when you first saw Smarslik ride he was going to be something special, didn't you? That wonderful display in Gorzów, his first Grand Prix appearance, and just felt, didn't you, the first time you saw him?
Absolutely, and he's dealing with the pressure. There's high pressure in Speedway here, high expectations on riders. And Bartosz Zmarzlik with his family around him, his father and brother in the pits. They do a great job.
Antonio Lindback off the inside. Chris Holder goes off gate number 2, needs points. Freddie Lindgren goes off gate 3 in white. And Martin Vasilik is off the outside in yellow. Heat number 15 it is. Can Lindgren continue his stunning run of form? Lindback's worked hard for his points tonight. Just not been Chris Holder's night. Wrong place, wrong time. And what about Vasilik off the outside? Good start here from Lindback off for the inside gate. Now Lindgren has gambled and gone so wide, and Holder now is going around their outside run, and now he's going to try the inside as well, Chris Holder. The lead here though is with Antonio Lindback. Can Holder come through? He can! And now Lindback's coming back for more on the inside. Holder now tries the outside run again and holds his line well. Second place Lindback, third is Vasilik, and Freddie Lindgren is at the back this time.
Well, it just shows you how tough it is. Holder has struggled for points all night long. He's out in front, but Antonio Lindback is pushing hard in second place. Lindgren went so wide in the first corner, really has made it hard for himself to make an impact, but there's still time left. Vasilik under pressure from the Swede. Whoa, it's tight going into the last lap. Lindgren through to third place. Holder out in front. Vasilik hits the deck.
Yep, he's gone down, but I'm sure the referee will wait for the red light until the checkered flag now. And the red light's on straight away. So that suggests very much that Vasilik, who doesn't look too happy...
Not so sure that's wise, you know. Not so sure that's wise. Leaving a rider just laying on the track with no red light on. Unusual. I understand what the referee's trying to do. He's trying to get the 4 laps completed, but and doesn't want to rerun, because they have to rerun them, or do they? I think they may have changed that now, but in truth, good to see Vasilik up. Phil Morris, the race director, having a word with him, but he was prone under the bike there with riders coming round after completing the race. But Holder suddenly finds something and wins the race.
Good ride from Chris Holder. He needed that, the Australian. Antonio Lindback second, Freddie Lindgren third. As I suspected, the finishing order at the time of going over the checkered flag, and the red lights went on as a warning about a fallen rider there. And that meant that the result was as it was at the checkered flag, with no alterations, no exclusions. And it's a big 3 points for Chris Holder. Needed that big time, even though he won't make the semi-finals. Well, that's a good ride.
Exactly, he's salvaging something from the evening. Antonio Lindback initially is out in front after a really good start from the inside. This time Freddie Lindgren from gate number 3 finds life very difficult. See how wide he is there in the first corner. Gives the opposition quite a head start. Comes charging into the bottom corner, overlocks and finds it really difficult. He does get into third place. And then Martin Vasilik just runs out of room there and slips off. And Chris Holder, all credit to the Australian, he worked hard here. He's had a disappointing evening, but he's out in front and picks up 3 points. Bit of argy-bargy there. It's just tough racing out there. And unfortunately for Martin Vasilik, he finds himself in the wrong place at the wrong time. But Holder, 4 points. He wins the race, but not enough.
Well, that's a measure of what he can do, Chris Holder. He's just not been doing it often enough this year. He's had it tough wherever he's ridden, but we know that he is a class rider.
Oh yeah, he's world number 4, and he had a very solid season in the Grand Prix in 2016. Won in great style, in fine style, in the Etihad in Melbourne at the end of 2016. At the beginning of this year, he's had some changes. He's moved clubs in the UK. He rides for the Kings Lynn Stars. Torren he rides for in Poland, and they haven't won a league match so far this season, so just hasn't had a decent start.
Just waiting for the riders to be pushed off. Slight delay. Phil Morris, the race director, athletically charging towards the pit gate to allow the pit gate to open, and we'll be on and running.
Quite impressive, that.
Soon. Yeah.
We've got a lot of bikes on the track here. We've got 4 riders and about 8 bikes. Riders clearly not happy with or going to make some last-second decisions. Certainly the Pawlicki boys go head-to-head here. And they're on, certainly one of them's on new equipment, that's for sure.
Yeah, Heat 16, and an important race for all the riders. Przemysław Pawlicki against his brother Piotr. It's the first time in 12 years since we've seen 2 brothers at the start line in a Grand Prix. That was the Drimmels.
Yep.
Who else have we seen? Brothers, we've seen the Carlsons, haven't we? Peter and Michael in a Grand Prix together.
Yeah, that would have been a long time ago, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
That would have been probably, may have even been in the 90s. but
Yes.
certainly some time ago. But
good question for a Speedway quiz, really, isn't it?
Absolutely, brilliant one. But the two Pawlicki riders, boys, on the inside two gates. Interesting to see how they go, and Janowski needs to bounce back.
Yeah, so heat number 16 coming up here. Szymek Pawlicki off the inside in red. Piotr Pawlicki goes off gate 2 in blue. Magic Janowski, gate 3 white, still needs points, still got a job to do here.
Yeah.
And Niels Christian Iversen outside in yellow. He can still get to the semi-finals because he's still got 2 heats to go.
Exactly, and he's a sort of rider that can do it. We've seen him literally salvage meetings from nowhere, Niels Christian Iversen, and there's no doubt that he has the ability and the character to dig in and find something special. Janowski failed to score last time, so he needs to bounce back. But gate 3 has been quite tough.
Yep, heat 16. Here we go. Przemysław Pawlicki, oh, he's just clashed with his brother.
Yeah,
now, will that be an unsatisfactory start and all 4 back?
But Piotr Pawlicki there was just completely out of control.
Swerving from side to
side. He was
side.
snaking all the way to the first corner and just basically ran into the side of his brother. I think he'll, well, be interesting to see what Gardel does here. See, he comes across there, does a big snake and runs in the side of him. I think he, well, quite likely he could be excluded for that.
I don't see a reason why he should be allowed back, really. I'd agree with you there. The blue light is on. The blue light is on, so...
It's tough, but he loses control of the bike on the way to the first corner. And unfortunately for him, he didn't get a lot of time to try that bike that he changed.
Well, it could be costly, Kel. 4 points from 4 rides for Piotr Pawlicki.
Absolutely. And even if he wins his last ride, he's going to find it difficult to make the top 8. Just getting a little bit overexcited there. Whistles from the crowd, they don't like it. He's a favourite, of course. He's quite a personality, Piotr. He's very different from Smarslik, who's quite calm and collected, whereas Piotr Pawlicki at times can be quite animated and quite a passionate sort of wears his heart on his sleeve character. But they were just unfortunate for him. He just got that big snake about 20 metres away from the tapes and just clouted the side of his brother.
Yep, unlucky, but I think it's the right decision for what it's worth.
Yeah, it is.
Sled in Slovenia, nobody really cares what I think.
But it is the right decision.
You're the expert, Kelv.
That's the right call, and I think, you know, we highlighted that straight away. Of course, frustration, but you can see he's resigned to it. He's not jumping up and down saying it's the wrong call. I think he's resigned to the fact that it was pilot error.
So, 3 riders only for the restart of heat number 16. Przemysław Pawlicki, Mats Janowski and Niels Christian Iversen, who now has got 1 less opponent to worry about. Niels, the Dane, who will go off gate number 4, and a win would really give him a chance of a shot at the semi-finals. He's out again in heat 17 after the track grading.
And when you talk about Niels Christian Iversen, he is a remarkable character, because last year he won Cardiff from nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. You know, you just came underneath the wire there, under the radar, and suddenly popped up in the final and stole the glory away. And Iversen from the outside with 1 less rider here must have an opportunity, a little bit more racing room as a consequence of that, with just 3 of them roaring in there. Does give you the opportunity maybe just to pick your way through if you haven't made the start. Gate 4 is difficult. It is quite a long way from there. You're going to need maybe a cut back, or to use that big slingshot that Woofenden and Smarslik was using just a few heats ago. 1 or 2 reruns in the last round of heats, which has just slowed the pace of the meeting down a little bit, but you know, that just shows you how hard these guys are trying. They're giving absolutely everything here tonight, and we have witnessed some terrific speedway. Janowski and Pawlicki, Szymek Pawlicki, making their way to the start, and Iversen is also cruising down the back straight. Opportunities here.
Yeah, points needed then for Iversen, and Janowski still, after that great ride in the opener, he's on 6 points, so...
Well, he went back-to-back, didn't he? He was unbeaten after 2, and then he just failed to score last time, so this is his 4th ride, and he needs to pick it up. In truth, he's been given a bonus here because he's guaranteed a point as long as he finishes the race, so with a race to go after that, still has a chance of the semis.
He does indeed, so a big heat 16 coming up then, 2nd time of asking here. this magnificent stadium. The PGE National. Przemysław Pawlicki off the inside in red. No rider off 2. Maciej Janowski off gate 3 in white. And Niels Christian Iversen going off the outside in yellow. Lesser schedule for Iversen this year. He's not riding in the UK. Kings Lynn is his former club. And he's still based in the UK quite a bit, but the regulations as such prevented him from signing for a British club. So we'll see how he gets on here in heat number 16. Second time. Take tries. And who is going to get to that first turn? It's a good one from Janowski in white. He's going to go so wide now, down that back straight. Iversen has to get off the gas. Great ride from Maciej Janowski. Second place here is Pawlicki. Coming around the outside is Iversen, who's got the better of the wild card. That could be an important move for Iversen. But the lead here is with Maciej Janowski, and Iversen is going after him now.
He is indeed. He's got his head down. He's trying really hard. Had to work hard to get the better of Pawlicki, but Janowski showing class out in front. Bouncing back after a disappointing third ride. Looking like he could move now sweetly onto a 9 points. Started the meeting really on fire, then went out like a light last time. Lap to go. Janowski's in control. Iversen working hard, really hard in second place.
Yeah, it's looking like Maciej Janowski is going to do enough here.
Yeah.
On to 9 points with 1 race left. Great ride from Maciej Janowski. Much needed at this stage. Niels Christian Iversen moves on to 5, so really needs to win heat number 17 if he's going to have a shout of a semi-final spot. But perfectly timed win.
Yeah, showed a lot of composure there, you know, with the restart. And there's no doubt that Janowski showed his real class, his real true colours coming through with a fine win.
Yep. So, just to remind you of the results here. It's a win for Janowski, second place Iversen, third Przemysław Pawlicki. And now, after 4 rides each, Smartschlik and Doyle lead the way on 10 points.
Yeah, great ride from Janowski, and the camp will be delighted with it. Comes away from gate number 3, and I don't know how much it helped that Piotr Pawlicki wasn't on gate 2, because he runs quite wide. Shemek there just pushing him hard down the back straight on the opening lap. Watching the rider. Janowski now charge into that first corner. Iversen's there. I thought for a moment he might be able to tuck back, but then the doors slammed shut. And there's no doubt that then Janowski really puts the hammer down and is able to control the race out in front, with Iversen working hard to get the better of Pawlicki into second place. But, you know, Janowski had a disappointing season, particularly at the back end of last season. He really seemed to lose his form. But he had an injury pre-season on a motocross bike. But tonight, he's in fine form, and he moves on to 9 points. And that's giving him a very good chance of some more success. Right, let's get back down to the pits now. Aim is with Chris Holder.
Chris, we know it's been a tough old start to the season for you. How much did that heat win mean?
Put it nicely. It's been terrible. Yeah, I got that heat win, but it didn't really feel that great, to be honest. But just trying to salvage something from tonight, and yeah, I don't know. I can't really put anything, you know, put a finger on what's going on, but it's just not happening.
It's still completely out there in the dark. I mean, you didn't find something for that heat win?
Nah, I honestly don't know. It's I've had some troubles through the start of the year, and it's just ongoing.
Well, Chris, it was lovely to see you win that heat. We want to see more. So we'll see you soon. Thank you.
Quite clearly, Chris Holder has had a difficult start to the year. There's no doubt that he's having to salvage something. Right, let's get back down now with Amy. She's with Ty Wolfenden.
Ty, we definitely need to talk about Heat 13. You made a good start, but you had to respond so well to a move from Emil. Talk me through.
Yeah, I can't really remember. I think I made made a pretty decent start from gate 1 and ran to the dirt and just got the thing hooking on the outside. So it was nice to be there in the first corner. It's been struggling a little bit from the starts this year. So yeah, got a fair few points tonight, but there's another race to go and then semis and finals. So we'll see how we get on.
I mean, I guess that's the main thing to take away is that semi-final spot is secure.
Yeah, for sure. You know, I didn't make the semis the last round of the championship, so yeah, looking to go one better. And if we get the semis, then we'll move on from there.
We'll see you later on. Thank you.
Yeah.
Super ride from Woofenden, in truth, last time. He was very impressive on that outside line. He left himself vulnerable with Saifutinov on the inside of him in the first corner, but he had the confidence and the bike worked. And as he said there with Amy, the bike hooked up. What he mean by that, he actually got that extra bit of grip, and that translates to speed. So good ride from Woofenden last time out.
Yep, very good indeed. Heat number 17 coming up with Nicky Pedersen on 5 and Niels Christian Iversen. So the Danish boys, if they can sneak a winner here in Heat 17, they could just edge it into the semi-finals. But you've got Smarslik on 10 and you've got Lindgren on 9. So it's going to be tough, but with Nicky Pedersen off the inside gate, if he can just make the start...
Well, he needs more speed.
Yeah.
Needs more speed as well. He has made some reasonable starts tonight, Nicky, but unfortunately just hasn't had the pace. And here tonight, this track rides so very quickly. If you haven't, you're vulnerable, and that has been the case. And he has had a couple of times when he's been shoved out the way, so he won't worry about that. But what he'll be more concerned about is maybe just a lack of pace that he needs to find. Dudek just relaxing there, Lindgren up, ready to go. He's looking forward to Heat 17 from the outside. But you're absolutely spot on. Niels Christian Iversen and Nicky Pedersen under pressure, but still a heat win might just prove to be very handy indeed.
Yeah, very much so. Freddie Lindgren with 9 points tonight on top of the 16 that he scored a fortnight ago. He's a man very much on form. Superb. And very much looking forward to the final 4 heats.
Smarslik was good last time as well. Enthusiastic team, professional team. Dad there on the right with the moustache. And Pedersen there just keeping an eye on it. Track has been graded, so we'll ride slightly different. Interesting to see what this guy does this time. Very wide last time and found it difficult. Just nabbed a point last time out. But that's better than running at the back. But Pedersen with an opportunity off the inside. Interesting to see what he elects to do. I fancy if he makes it, he'll go right round the inside in the first corner.
Yep, so just preparing for heat number 17. And just looking at the overall standings with Lindgren on 25 points now.
Yeah.
Vasilik. Tonight, Martin Vasilik has got 6, so he's on 22. Patrick Dudek now is on 21. And Jason Doyle is really back in the mix. I know it's very early days, of course, in the series, but his 10 points tonight has put Doyle on 22 points in the World Championship standings. So, shaping up already.
Absolutely. And already we're seeing how important it is to be consistent, because Smarslik had a poor round, and even though he's got 10 points to his name so far, still work to be done there. And we see so very often riders that win the World Championship, they limit their damage. Their bad nights have to be around 8 or 9 points. So plenty of work to be done and a long way to go. But here we go, heat number 17 coming up.
A big heat 17 for Nicky Pedersen off the inside in red then. Gate number 2 in blue is Bartosz Smarslik. Gate 3 white, Niels Christian Iversen. And Freddie Lindgren, the series leader, on 25 points. He's off gate number 4 in yellow. How he would dearly love to go through to the semi-finals in double figures. Freddie Lindgren. But Nicky Pedersen now really needs to make a good start.
Yeah.
If he's to have any chance of prolonging his evening.
Same applies for Niels Christian Iversen coming out at gate number 3. He's on 5 points as well. A win here would give him half a chance. Smarslik, of course, is going to make it hard work. He's quick, really fast. Lindgren has been dynamite at times. He's been involved in probably a couple of the best rides of heats of the night, rather. Really has been strutting his stuff, particularly with Doyle early on. That was a fabulous race. Here we go then, heat number 17.
Waiting for Chris de Gardel, the referee, to put his finger on the button. Here we go. And Nicky Pedersen hasn't got there. It's a great start from Schmarslik. Superb from Bartosz Schmarslik. Iversen now in white, coming and charging strong into turn 3. Freddie Lindgren holds the line. He's still very much in the mix, but Iversen is having a real go. Iversen's going to try the outside run once again here. Down that back straight, he's got lots of speed. He's going to try the inside. Oh! Schmarslik closes the door.
Slams the door shut. Iversen really desperate for that heat win. He knows exactly how important it is. He jumps to the inside. He gets himself to the front. Mistake from Schmarslik there. Ran too wide. Allowed Iversen to hit the front. Here comes Freddie Lindgren in third place. Pedersen's out the front. What a ride from Iversen. He never knows when he's beat that man.
Oh, stunning move from Niels Christian Iversen in the white helmet colour. He's going to take the checkered flag. He's just passed Bartosz Schmarslik in his home country.
Yeah.
Stunning ride from Niels Christian Iversen. Hats off to him. Moves him on to 8 points. He is working hard tonight. Second place Schmarslik, Lindgren third, and Nicky Pedersen trails in at the back.
Great speedway, and Niels Christian Iversen, we did flag it up, but he never knows when he's beat, and he can really dig deep, and crikey did he do it there, because Schmarslik really had that race under control, but Iversen got the better of the Polish boy.
Yep, Iversen the winner, Schmarslik second, Lindgren third, and Nicky Pedersen's night is over on 5 points. He will not make the semis. Niels Christian Iversen on 8. In with a chance, but still faces a nervous wait. Lindgren moves into double figures on 10 points. But what a ride from Niels Christian Iversen.
Yeah, it was. Great start initially from Schmarslik out of gate 2. He's there, clamps Nicky Pedersen down. Lindgren trying to go high and wide, but the door is firmly shut down the back straight on the opening lap. Schmarslik there holding the inside, and possibly he feels that Iversen's just pushing him too hard, creating more speed, and now the Polish boy decides to go wide, too wide, and that allows Iversen, who is desperate for a win, to charge up the inside and steal the win away from him. Does him a great favour. Look how much it means. Quite clearly he knew the significance of that, and once again Iversen showing great mental strength there. That was all about it. Look at his draw. Gate 3, gate 4, gate 3. Far from ideal, but he's given himself half a chance. They're happy with that. Speed in the motorbike. Who knows? He could maybe go a little bit further.
Yeah, no wonder he's smiling. It was a terrific ride. Great entertainment to watch as well. And we move on to heat number 18 with 2 world champions. 6 world championships between them off the middle 2 gates here. Przemysław Pawlicki off the inside in red. Greg Hancock, the reigning world champion, hasn't had the best of nights, that's an understatement. Ty Wofford gate 3 white, 9 points. And off the outside, Antonio Lindback. It's a big race for Lindback. I think he's worked really hard for his points tonight.
He has, and at times he's looked really quick, but just hasn't had the roll of the dice. And he needs to come up with a really spectacular ride here in heat 18. And who knows? He's definitely got the speed. If he hits the front, he could well see himself through on 9 points. Woofenden's been, I just get the feeling Woofenden's working his way into this season. Not at his best yet, but 9 points to his name. It's a solid return from 4 heats.
Yep, heat number 18 then, the 5th and final qualifying ride for all these boys. And it's very tight going into that first turn. Pawlicki has made a great start. Now Woffenden has got us at the outside run. Oh, he went on one wheel there. Now Hancock's up the inside. Has Woffenden got the drive? Woffenden! Down the home straight into lap 2. Hancock is second. Third is the wild card, Przemek Pawlicki. And at the back is Antonio Lindback. But Woffenden is carrying some speed here now.
He is indeed. He's loving that outside line. Great start. All 4 of them got there together. And Woofenden worked really hard. Look at that. That is really spectacular from the 2-time world champion, charging around the outside. Hancock trying to salvage a couple of points in second place. Disappointment from Antonio Lindback. He had a chance here. It's not going to work out. But Woofenden, he's going to go on to 12 points now.
Yeah, Woofenden is going to take the checkered flag. Gets a dozen points under his belt. That's his best meeting of the season anywhere in the Grand Prix all-league racing so far. That is Woofenden's best return from 5 rides. Born in Scunthorpe in Great Britain. His father, Rob, was a speedway rider as well. Ty's followed in his footsteps, spent his childhood in Australia, came over to Europe. Dad and his mum gave him the chance to be a speedway rider to see if he was any good. thought they'd give it a go.
He's all right, isn't he?
He's done all right.
Yep.
It's a fine win for Ty Woffen and 2 world titles to his belt, and tonight, the best performance of the season so far for him. Hancock second, Przemysław Pawlicki third, and Lindbach's night is over as well there with a last place.
Shame for him.
Very much so. Woffenden on 12 points then, with 3 race wins under his belt. That's why he's top of the pile.
Great ride from Ty Woffenden there, really was spectacular. Tough racing once again. Said his starting hasn't been quite as he would have liked, but gate 3 hasn't been that good tonight. But look at that, he really does. They almost get there together. Look, 4 abreast as they got to the first corner, but as they break down the back straight, Woffenden on the back wheel clearly has got a gear ratio and a bike setup that enjoys running really high and wide. He's almost going twice the distance of a rider like Hancock, who kept plugging away around the inside. But the speed, look at that, he clearly loves that. The body language on the bike, leaning off the side of the handlebars and really charging high and wide out in front, back tyre in the grip, generating plenty of speed. Super ride from the 2-time former world champion. We haven't seen a lot of smiles from him this year. Good to see one there. 12 points from 5 rides. You'll be pleased with it.
Very much so. Ty Woffenden, who will have lots of British support at Cardiff on the 22nd of July.
He will.
Who will join him as the wild card from Great Britain. British final, by the way, is on June the 19th at Manchester's Bellevue.
We'll find out that
Should
night,
be a
won't
good
we?
night. Heat number 19 coming up here. Can Holder continue his winning form after a victory in his last ride? Jason Doyle on 10 points, riding brilliantly. You have Saifutinov here, who needs points if he's to make the semi-final. Holder off the inside then. Gate 2 is Saifutinov on 6 points. Needs a win here. Jason Doyle, gate 3, 10 points to his name. And Piotr Pawlicki is off the outside, only 4 points tonight for Pawlicki. This is heat 19.
Yeah, here we go. Saifutinov, gate 2, needs a big start.
And it's a great start from Jason Doyle in gate number 3. My goodness, that was a world-class start. And Saifutinov's got to the back, would you believe, here. Charging hard in yellow, up the inside run comes Pawlicki. Holder's under pressure in second spot. It's an Australian walk 2 now. Doyle has the... Oh, Saifutinov!
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness, that's a big crash.
Well, his legs are moving. He's piled into the air fence. He's moved his legs.
Yeah, but that's a
but
big,
I'll tell you what, he lost control alarmingly there.
And he couldn't get off the bike. He was desperately trying to get off the bike, and he went in with it. That's a nasty one.
Well, looked very much as though the airbag took the impact of the crash here.
Well, it did, but unfortunately, Nigel, there he's out of control, but he can't get off the bike.
Yeah.
And he was desperately trying to get off the back of it. Overlocks now, back tire lets go on him, almost turns himself inside out, and he's still part of the motorbike when it goes in, hanging off the back of it. Fingers crossed for Saifutinov here.
Absolutely right. An unfortunate incident.
Oh, that I can tell you now, mate. That
Desperate to get off the bike.
That is such a dreadful feeling.
Nothing you can do, is there?
No.
Nothing you can do.
You're a passenger.
Yeah, Woffenden's going over to take a look at him. Just for the record, as expected, Emil is disqualified from the restart. He's up on his feet. He's up on his feet. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant to see.
Wow. That is good news. I feared for him there. He went in so fast, and often when the rider's still around the bike can actually damage the rider quite severely. So he's had a bit of good fortune there. Hasn't done his point scores any good, but fortunately for him, he's up and about.
Be a bit winded, won't he?
Yep, he'll feel a bit second-hand in the morning, but right now he'll just be grateful that he's got up. And it's been a tough night for Emil. Needed a big start there. Popular character, another really nice guy. All riders concerned, the Polish boys are just checking on him. Woffenden out there as well. But good to see him walking back.
Yeah, very much so. Unfortunate for Saifutinov, he's excluded from the restart, so he's finished on 6 points tonight. Tough Grand Prix campaign. Did well in Slovenia a fortnight ago, but when you see the big names dropping points like this, with Emil scoring 6 tonight, it's no major surprise, because everybody is so capable of taking points off each other.
Exactly. And you know, you just see the respect between the boys there. It is a tough game, and at times riders do get nasty injuries, and it's just good to see the airbag there. If we didn't have an air fence, then he wouldn't have got up. And once again, you see the value of having air fences. It really is invaluable. But when you see a rider overlock like that, and then the bike pitches up, he could easily have high-sided actually, and then the bike straightened up, and he was just desperately trying to get away from the bike. And problem is, the bike accelerates for a moment because it actually catches up with itself, and then it just takes off. So, yeah, quite shocking.
Yep, dangerous sport, Speedway. 500cc, no brakes. Really is tough sport. Delighted to say we can hear from Emil now. He's going to be speaking to Amy.
Emil, that was absolutely a terrifying, horrible crash. So many people here, including the riders, really happy to see you walking away. Are you okay?
Yes, thank you God, you know, I'm okay. I just I don't know what's happened, and just turn the bike and lifting, you know, and just I try to push him, but it's something, you know, is going with the bike to the fence, so thanks God, everything okay.
We're so happy to see you okay, and get some rest, and we'll see you soon.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, you can see it's quite shocking when something like this happens, because it's, you know, it's unexpected. It's come out of nowhere. The bike lets go underneath him there, and those few seconds when the bike straightens back up again, it lets go there, the back tyre. Could easily have high-sided there, but that moment, that feeling, that dreadful feeling where you really don't, your life is out of control, and you can see it just takes you a few moments to get over it.
There's the speed. That's where it speeds up.
Yeah, the bike actually, because the back tyre catches up with itself, it actually momentarily, the bike accelerates, Nigel, and that's why these accidents happen so very quickly.
Let's get a quick word with Niels Christian Iversen after that fantastic ride last time out. He's with Amy.
Niels, I think everyone would agree you would definitely win the most determined ride of the evening award. How was it?
It's always fun when you win, so no, I needed it. I knew it was a win or go home basically, so yeah, I had to pull something out, but it worked. It was good.
Got a bit of a nervous wait now to see if you're safe in that semi-final spot. How's that feeling?
Yeah, I know what it is. You know, it's I'll have to wait and see, but last time I needed 9 points to get in, and hopefully 8 is enough this time, so we'll have to see.
Good job, thank you.
Thanks. Any call?
Yeah, great ride.
Nice guy, and it was a great ride. It was a ride of great character, and we've seen that Iversen do that on many occasions. Right, riders back up at tapes. Jason Doyle had made a fabulous start from gate 3. He is on fire tonight. Chris Holder also showing a lot more speed. It was an Australian 1-2 before the Saifutinov incident.
Yep, Chris Holder off the inside, no rider off gate 2. Jason Doyle gate 3, and Piotr Pawlicki going off the outside gate. This is the penultimate race of the qualifiers. 20 qualifying heats before we move into our semi-finals and then the final. Lots of nerve-tingling action still to come. Passion and drama from these riders. Full of commitment. And Holder will be looking for the points here just to maybe even match his score from Slovenia, where he got 6.
You can see he's really hit the ground hard there.
Yep.
Plenty of bruising on his left arm, you can see that. But I would think it's more just the shock of the incident. It happened so quickly. He's just taking a few deep breaths, and he's given himself a really good wallop. Here we go, rerun.
Yep. Heat number 19. Good start from Doyle again, but Holder's got there this time. Now Doyle's going to have to try the outside, and cutting across is Piotr Pawlicki. What a move from the pole. Piotr Pawlicki then has the lead. Doyle is second. Holder's coming through now. Holder comes through into second, and Doyle battling away with his fellow countryman now. But didn't see this coming after the first staging of the race.
Whoa.
Piotr Pawlicki, and Doyle closes the door on Holder.
Yeah, Holder's got pace now, though. He'll be frustrated because he could have done with this earlier on. Battling hard with Doyle, has been fast all night. Pawlicki out in front, great first corner from him, and he suddenly found some speed. Brilliant battle between the two Aussie boys in second and third. Pawlicki out in front, lap to go, should win the race. Can Doyle do anything about Holder?
Well, it's a little bit of a surprise, this one, after the way the race was originally shaping up. It's going to be a win for Piotr Pawlicki to finish on 7 points tonight. Gives the home crowd something to cheer there. And it was a tough old battle between the Aussie boys, Holder and Doyle, and Holder has managed to match his score from Slovenia after a shocking start with 2 last places for Chris Holder. Maybe he can take some consolation from that now with 6 points to his name. Doyle gets 11 points from 5 rides, so Ty Woffenden will await the outcome of heat number 20, where it will need a win for Janowski to have any chance of taking top spot ahead of the semi-finals. But a good ride from Piotr Pawlicki, who waves farewell to this Warsaw crowd and celebrates a fine race win.
He does, and he's a crowd favourite, and they were chuffed to bits with that. He'll be a little frustrated as well because they found some speed right at the end of the night, as did Chris Holder, and they'll be sort of kicking themselves why they'll be asking the questions why they didn't actually find it a little bit earlier.
Yep, Piotr Pawlicki the winner, with Chris Holder second. Jason Doyle was third. Emil Sayfutinov, of course, disqualified from that staging of the race. So this is how it shapes up. Woffenden and Smartschlik on 12, Doyle on 11, Lindgren on 10. And in terms of the battle for the semi-finals now, we go down to heat number 20. Vasilik, yeah.
Yeah, Vasilik is possibly the one that can now get into the top 8. He's on 6 points. Pawlicki on 7. It looks like Iversen could well be safe on 8 this evening, and he'll be pleased with that. And Martin Vasilik, a winner in Slovenia 2 weeks ago. 4 rides, 6 points. He's going good. He was seeing the replays again. Great tussle between the 2 Australians here. Doyle early on. We've got Piotr Pawlicki out in front. Great ride from him. And then Holder had a lot of speed there, you know. And he had 5 points from his last 2 rides. Piotr Pawlicki, 7 points. And not a disastrous night. Obviously, he would have wanted more, but 7 is okay in the context of the complete season. And he now can pack his equipment up. Coming out, that man now, this is an important race here for Martin Vasilik.
Yep.
He's battled really hard. If the calculations are correct, he's on 6 points,
yes.
Nigel.
Yes.
And he's got gate number 1. Can he pull it? He need a minimum of 2 points.
Yes, Vasilik then currently in 10th spot ahead of this race. He has a race win under his belt, of course. And if he can get a win, then he is into the semi-finals.
Yep, absolutely. Interesting here with
second place he'll be in as well.
2 points will do.
Yep.
Janowski on the outside is an interesting one. He's had a very much improved night. Dudek, a crash last time out. He's coming out of gate 2. Can he pick up now?
Here we go, heat 20, a huge race for Martin Vasilik. He's just lifting at the start. Now Vasilik holds the line, and coming hard around the outside is Maciej Janowski. What a move that is from Maciej Janowski. Martin Vasilik now holds second spot. Third in white is Maciej Zegar, and at the back is Patrick Dudek, who's on 8 points tonight. But that was a stunning swoop from Maciej Janowski.
Yeah, Janowski's riding back on at his best here. Really had a poor end of the season last year, really seemed to lose confidence, but tonight he's riding brilliantly, and a great move in the first corner. Martin Vasilik working overtime in second place, but this will be enough. This will see him through. Dudek, who crashed last time, is now just about getting the better of Maciej Zegar, and Dudek will move on to 9 points and through to the semi-finals. Yep. Awfully tight, but Janowski looks good in front.
Janowski's going to take the checkered flag from Vasilik in second, and Dudek made light work of passing Maciej Zegar there. Good ride from Maciej Janowski. 12 points to his name, level with Ty Woffenden and Bartosz Smartschlik at the top of the leaderboard tonight. What a performance from Maciej Janowski. And by my reckoning, the top 8 are clear-cut now, with Vasilik and Iversen through to the semi-finals on 8 points apiece. They get the last 2 places. Janowski, Vasilik, Dudek and Zegar. The finishing order from heat number 20.
Yeah, what a night so far for Maciej Janowski. He's riding supremely well. He's had four wins, and just one blip when he came out of gate 2. Seeing it again there, what a move that was in the first corner from the Polish man. Tapes up. And away they go. We're looking at Dudek coming out of gate 2, snaking all over the place. It's Martin Vasilik who works really hard to get the better of the pole. Zagar's there. Zagar just doesn't seem to have that drive, that real intent about his racing this evening, and he fades throughout the race, with Dudek actually finally getting the better of the Slovenian and picks up a point. Janowski's comfortable out in front, and Martin Vasilik, probably not quite the same form we saw from him in 2 weeks ago, but scrapping for every possible point, and he's through to the semi-finals. Maciej Janowski, a great display, a very classy display from the Polish man so far, and Martin Vasilik building on that performance from 2 weeks ago.
Yes, very much so. Vasilik on 8 points, Lindgren on 10, so 2 points between them in the championship standings as well as a consequence of that. And the semi-finals coming up soon, but in the World Championship overall, the way it's shaping up now, Freddie Lindgren
26 points.
26 points. Martin Vasilik now is on 24. Patrick Dudek is on 21. Jason Doyle, who's scored 12 in Slovenia, Doyle now is on 23 points. And Emil Saifutinov, Greg Hancock and Matti Zagar won't make the semi-finals. Ty Woffenden, by the way, now on 20 points with his 12 that he's scored tonight. So it's been a big gain for Ty Woffenden this evening.
It has, and he's ridden really well. And I just get the feeling that he's improved as the evening has gone on. He really has. He seems to have been finding some confidence. See the gate stats here, they'll be interesting. Yeah, just gate 2 not too good. The other 3 absolutely identical. Interesting when you reflect on Slovenia, not one race victory from gate 4 there. Pretty consistent here, you can win races from everywhere. But that's an indication of what we can expect for the gate picks. Inside gates doing well, as is the outside 2 are as well. So I think you're probably just going to reflect on how you felt when you won a race from a particular place. Riders now just being gathered together for the semi-finals. So here we see the standings, Nige.
Yeah, clear cut for the top 8. Janowski is top because of 4 race wins, 1 more than Woffenden.
Yeah.
Woffenden on 12 and Smarslik on 12. Bartosz Smarslik with 2 race wins, Woffenden with 3. So that's why it's the 1, 2, 3. Doyle on 11, Lindgren 10, and then you have Dudek on 9. And Iversen, what a ride in heat 17 to save his night.
Yep.
And go into the semis on 8, and Vasilik on 8 points as well. Look at the casualties tonight. Saifutinov, Hancock miss out on a semi-final spot. Chris Holder missing out by 2 points tonight as well.
Nicky Pedersen.
Nicky Pedersen again. It's been a poor start to the year for Nicky.
Dreadful night for Zagar. 1 point from 5 rides. Semi-finalist 2 weeks ago. So yeah, massive casualties. But this is what this season is going to be like. We're going to see, you know, proper world-class riders missing out on the top 8 and finding it very difficult. Such is the competitive nature of Grand Prix Speedway in 2017, that's for sure. Just a lull in the action, obviously, plenty of track preparation going on. And the boys will be being gathered by the boys in the pits to come forward to start making their choices for the semi-finals. It'll be quite interesting to see which way it goes, actually. Not quite as clear-cut, I think, as last 2 weeks ago.
So if you get first pick, do you maybe just take the inside gate? And
I would take the chance of the inside gate personally.
Yep.
There's a fresh track, so not maybe quite as much grip on the outside. And I'd take the chance of going right around the inside and then trying to move out going down the back straight. I'd probably be proved completely and utterly wrong now, but that's what I would do, because it is, you know, with 3 gates being so equal, unless I had a particularly good ride from gate 4 or gate 3, I think that's probably what I would do.
So we await the riders for the semi-final picks. And let's build up to the semi-finals, find out who's going where. Here's Amy now.
And we're just about to get underway with our first draw of the evening. Maciej Janowski goes up and goes for gate 1. Jason Doyle is up next. Let's see see which gate he goes for. Perhaps, oh, I thought he was going for gate 2, but no, gate 3. Next up, local hero, Patrick Dudek. Which way is he going to go this evening? I think we probably know. It's definitely, is it? So he goes for gate 2, blue. Quite a surprise for some, but maybe it will work well for him in his first semi-final. Niels Christian Iversen, very happy to find himself in the semi-final, and no surprise there, gate 4, yellow. We have semi-final 2 riders lining up now. Ty Wolfden will make the first pick. And Ty, no surprises there, gate 1, red. Bartosz Szmarslik is up next. He looks though he's taking a bit more time to make his choice. Which way will he go? A lot of fans, gate 3 white, there we go. Fast Freddy, who's lived up to his name all evening long, is going for gate 2 blue, so interesting. And Martin Vasilik, our final semi-final rider, gate 4 yellow.
Well, 2 terrific lineups, Nigel. Second semi-final, Woofenden going off the inside. I think that's probably, I suggested that's what I would have done, and both the first picks have done that. They've gone for the inside gate. They're going to try and trust the speed coming off the first corner. Gate 4, they were a little reluctant, but Iversen's got gate 4 in semi-final number 1. I don't think he'll be that unhappy about that. It might just give him a second opportunity with either a cutback or a big swoop round the outside. Mouth-watering semi-finals in prospect, and certainly we have some top quality to witness coming up very shortly. Janowski, what a night for him. Really is a massive bounce back in form for the pole. And he's delighted the home crowd with his exploits out there. Clinical tonight, Janowski. Once he's hit the front, he really has shown a clean pair of heels to the opposition. Jason Doyle just with his team man there alongside him, having a sneaky look at the track. It's been a good night, really good night.
And how do you see it going, Kel? Because, you know, it's almost impossible to predict the outcome of these next 3 heats.
I was asked at breakfast who did I fancy, and I literally just plucked a name, Szmarslik. I just thought he would.
Still in with a shout, then.
He's still in with a shout. He's in the semi-finals. Woofenden, of course, Great Britain rider, showing complete bias. I'd like him to win, of course, but it is an extremely difficult series to predict. And when you look at the casualties that haven't made the semi-finals, that just highlights that every 3 world champions missing out. So here we go, Iversen, who once again showed his mettle by making the semi-finals with that do-or-die effort and coming through in flying colours. And don't rule him out again. You know, he's once he has a ride like that, he really does get very confident indeed, and it wouldn't be a surprise to see him make the final.
Well, just looking at the overall standings in the World Championship right now, Freddie Lindgren is 26, Martin Vasilik 24, Jason Doyle 23, Patrick Dudek 22, Ty Woofenden 20. That's the top 4, 26, 24, 23, 22, and Ty Woofenden has gone up to 5th on 20. Then you have Szmarslik, Janowski and Saifutinov all on 18 points.
Yeah, and both Woofenden and Janowski and Szmarslik have made significant progress this evening after disappointing opening rounds, and they've turned that around. Doyle is building on his final appearance in Slovenia, still certainly in with every opportunity of making another final here tonight. Genuine world-class rider now, Jason Doyle. Patrick Dudek also could be a spoiler here. Janowski chose gate 1. Will it prove to be the right one? Iversen on the outside didn't have a choice. It was Hobson's choice. He had that or nothing else. He's going to go from the outside. So yeah, great looking lineup. We've said that once or twice tonight, but there's no doubt that this evening's activities have been sensational. Semi-final number 1 coming up.
Here we go with the first semi-final here of the 2017 LOTTO Warsaw FIM Speedway Grand Prix of Poland. Maciej Janowski inside, 12 points. Patrick Dudek 9. Jason Doyle 11. Niels Christian Iversen on 8. Freddie Lindgren leads the World Championship on 26. Martin Vasilik 24. Jason Doyle 23. Patrick Dudek 22. Then you've got Janowski, Schmarslik, Seifutinov on 18. Woffenden in between on 20. He's in the semi-finals as well. So early on, it's only round 2 of 12. Very, very tight, and let's hope that's the way it continues throughout the entire series.
Wow, it's going to be very difficult to dominate this series, that's for sure. If somebody does, all credit to them. Woffenden has ridden brilliantly tonight, keenly looking on. Yeah, just taking it easy before he has to strut his stuff in semi-final number 2. Here we go.
Yep, first semi-final then here in the PGE National Stadium. And the red lights have come on.
No doubt, Doyle moved there. Wonder if they get a warning for that.
May well get a warning. Yep, may well get a warning. He had one in Slovenia.
He did.
And that'll remain to be seen.
Yeah, he just jumped a little bit there early. Clearly moved, lucky not to touch the tapes. I think he will get a warning for that.
Yeah, so we'll find out when the riders come out. And in fact, I do believe I can see the warning sign going on to...
Yeah, it's been prepared.
Jason Doyle, yeah. So, looks like Krista Gardell has put the warning on, and the 2-minute time allowance is on as well.
Just actually reflecting on the starts tonight, in truth, they've been very disciplined on the start line tonight. Very little movement indeed. It's the first time we've had clear indication as we're getting to the business end of the night. Just the pressure coming on. Doyle just a touch impatient there. But in truth, Martin Vasilik had a warning, and he won the Grand Prix last time, so it doesn't have to be a hindrance.
Yep, so Doyle, for a second successive GP, has a warning from the referee, Krista Gardell. Just to remind you about the regulation that once you have a warning, if you delay the start a second time, you will be excluded automatically, and that warning will apply if Doyle makes the final.
Yep.
So if he makes the final, he will still be on that warning. So semi-final number 1, second time of asking. To be fair, it didn't prove to be too much of a problem for him in Slovenia.
He made the final, and Martin Vasilik had a warning and won the meeting. So
well, he shouldn't have had a warning, Vasilik, I recall.
No, he didn't, but nonetheless he had it.
He did, yeah.
You know, so it stayed with him right through to the final, and then he made that wonderful start off the inside gate to win the meeting. Janowski's on the inside gate here. He chose it. He had the first pick. Will it prove to be the right one?
Here we go, Maciej Janowski off the inside. Patrick Dudek, gate 2. Doyle on that warning, gate number 3. And off the outside in yellow, Niels Christian Iversen. What a comeback from Iversen. Stunning ride in heat 17.
Fabulous ride. Showed great character. Really dug deep there. Came through in flying colours. To get the better of Schmarslik, that is no easy task, and he just steamed up the inside. What will he do from the outside? Dudek blown a little hot and cold. Just gone off the board a little bit in the last couple of rides.
Here we go then, second time around, semi-final 1. Get away first time of asking this time, and Doyle has got there from gate number 3. Don't worry about a warning, he's made the start. Good popper, and Iversen coming around the outside now. Niels Christian Iversen challenging Maciej Janowski. Oh, very tight there, and Iversen has got to the back as Dudek's come through. Iversen still very much in the mix though here, but Jason Doyle of Australia kicking on into turns 3 and 4.
Iversen had to come out of the throttle. He found himself blocked there. He's now swapped back to the inside. He gets the better of Dudek. They're all bunching up here. Dudek very wide, relegated to the back. Janowski in second place. Fabulous start from gate 3 from Jason Doyle. Just over a lap to go. Charges down the start and finish straight. Last lap. Janowski now to the inside. Janowski now pushing the Australian. Janowski momentarily in front, but Doyle responds.
Great ride from Jason Doyle to close the door on Janowski. Janowski to the line, just about. Second spot for him ahead of Iversen. And Patrick Dudek's night is over. But Jason Doyle, my goodness, he was under serious pressure there. He held on, and that ride puts Jason Doyle joint top of the World Championship on 26 points, and he's through to the final.
Yeah, I think that's what he'll be more concerned about now, because that was a terrific ride from Doyle. Had to work hard. Janowski coming on strong with Everson also ready to pounce. Brilliant ride from the Australian.
Doyle, Janowski, Everson, Dudek. And this is what it means overall now. Janowski and Doyle locked level at 14 points apiece here in Warsaw. It does mean that Everson and Dudek, their evening is over. Good semi-final here, good race.
Very good race. Janowski and Doyle getting there neck and neck. Doyle just about gets there in front. Everson's on the outside here. It'll be interesting to see if we can see what happens to him down here. He just nearly runs in the back of Jason Doyle. Jono, part of the crew, of course, of Jason Doyle. All British crew that Jason has, albeit they are based in Poland. But nonetheless, they are all speaking the same language in that camp. Janowski comes on strong here. Look at this move here. Very nearly got up the inside of Doyle. Doyle then has to respond and just has enough momentum to hang on to the lead. And Everson will be disappointed because he did have a chance there and he got balked early in the race. But Magic Janowski there in second place. He's got a lot of speed tonight. Don't rule him out for the final. But the Poles are delighted because they've got a pole in the final alongside the Australian. Super stuff.
Yeah, great stuff from Jason Doyle. Really worked hard again tonight, 3 race wins.
Well, it's a real deal, isn't he, Doyle?
Just a bit.
He had really bad injuries. Torren crash last year was significant, and he has worked tirelessly to get back to full fitness, and he has recaptured the form that we saw last year from him when he won 4 Grand Prix. That's a lot of credit to him.
Very much so. Here's the second semi-final then. Ty Woffenden, his best meeting of the season so far, is off the inside in red. Freddie Lindgren goes off gate number 2 in blue. Those two boys, former teammates at Wolverhampton. Lindgren still rides for the Wolves, who are at Leicester on Monday in the British League, the Premiership. Bartosz Marslik, gate 3 in white, 12 points to his name. And Martin Vasilik going off the outside in yellow, semi-final number 2.
Yeah, here we go again. Woffenden on the inside, chose that. Will it prove to be the right one? Lindgren's been going well tonight. Vasilik on the outside has worked hard.
What a start from Lindgren from gate 2. Lindgren and Woffenden. Oh, the red lights have come on.
Maybe too good.
Maybe it was.
Didn't see too much wrong with it. Let's have a look again.
You see, don't you, in this first one, Doyle had a nibble and you could see that, but there was nothing immediately obvious there.
Oh, I agree with you. Let's have a look. This angle was difficult head on. You need to see the side view.
Yeah.
Or maybe that's why. Maybe that's why. The two boys clashing
together,
clashing coming into the first corner. Vasilik coming across there and giving... Oh, yeah, that could have been nasty, you know. Very nasty.
Well, that's the moment the red lights came on, Kel.
Well, that's the reason. It isn't because somebody's jumped. Probably won't be a warning for that.
No, it's and the 2 minutes is on very quickly.
Yeah, Smarslik there, but there could be some damage there to Vasilik's bike. Certainly, if the footrest went in the rear wheel, could have torn some spokes out. 2 minutes is, yes, it is running. You're dead right.
Drama here in the semi-final.
Just check the clutch, check the rear chain, check the rear tyre pressure. Simon Stead there. You can see how much it means there. Just look on the face of Simon. He was absolutely stony-faced. This is real tough times now. This is the business time. Can they make another consecutive final? Martin Vasilik, if he makes the final here, that will be a great effort. 2 finals in 2 Grand Prix on his return to World Championship Speedway. That'll be an excellent first 2 Grand Prix for him. Smarslik is there. They've already got 1 pole through. Will we see another one through?
Well, Lindgren made a terrific start, has to be said. It was a wonderful start that he made. But Woffenden gained ground and was level with him.
Yep.
And there was a good race shaping up there. But fair play, Krista Gardell, the referee. He called it back when the 2 boys collided.
Rightly so.
Yeah, so good decision. Fair play, Krista Gardell. Here we go, semi-final 2. Vasilik, winner in Slovenia. Riding beautifully here tonight as well. 6 points from 3 rides, and then an exclusion, of course. And then a second place got him through to the semi-finals. But a bit of drama tonight, 1 or 2 crashes, some great racing as well.
Yeah.
And here we see Ty Woffenden off the inside, Freddie Lindgren off 2. Gate 3 is Bartosz Smarslik and Martin Vasilik. going off the outside in that yellow helmet colour. Second time of asking. It's very, very tense, isn't it?
It is indeed. You can really sense it now in the stadium as well. Can Lindgren drop the clutch like he did last time? He would have been gutted to have seen the red lights first time.
Here we go, semi-final 2. And it's another super start for Woffenden. But Lindgren is there. He's made the best start of all. Great start from Freddie Lindgren. He has the lead now. Lindgren is in danger of going to the back, but right now, Lindgren has the lead. Second place in yellow is Martin Vancilik. Woffenden is third in red under pressure here from Smarslik. Now Woffenden's got wide and has gone to the back. Oh, they're all bunching up here.
Oh, he's off. No, he's not.
No, he's not.
Oh, crikey, how did he stay on? Remarkable. Freddie Lindgren out in front. Fabulous ride from him. Woffenden back in third place. Martin Vancilik has worked hard. Smarslik, a miracle man. He's still on the motorbike, but he's out the back. What a start from Freddie Lindgren. A lap to go, the Swede through. He's got to be through from there.
Lindgren and Vancilik are going to get through to a second successive semi-final. They qualified for the GP Series through the Challenge qualifier. And here they are now, Freddie Lindgren and Martin Vancilik into the final here in Warsaw.
Wow.
Woffenden misses out, Smarslik misses out. But what a ride that was, and fair play, Freddie Lindgren. He made a stunning start first time, he made a brilliant start second time, and he's got his reward there.
Well, what's happened to Freddie Lindgren? I've never seen him ride better. Absolutely fabulous composure on the start line. Superb victory for Freddie Lindgren.
Yep, Lindgren, Vancilik, Woffenden, the finishing order. And this now means that Janowski and Doyle 14, Lindgren into the final on 13. And Martin Vancilik goes through as well, yet again.
Well, fabulous ride from Freddie Lindgren. He really has been in the thick of the action throughout the evening. Woffenden got it wrong going to the first corner there, just got himself unbalanced, and then he found it very hard, and as a consequence, Martin Vancilik then was able to get a nice, clear run round the outside. Smarslik, crikey, how on earth did he stay on? I was convinced he was coming down. He was straight there, actually rubbing, almost pushing the back of Martin Vancilik's bike, turning the bike inside out, and having to work very hard, and unfortunately for the Polish man, we'll see it again now, I think. Yeah, we will. This is it. Look at that. Look at that. Crikey. He could so very easily have gone over the high side and had a dramatic crash, but he hangs on to it. But that man, what a night again. 16 points, second place in Slovenia, through into the final. Jonas Kilmakorpi alongside there with him. That team's working well, really well.
Good to see Jonas still involved, a former world long track champion, a very accomplished speedway rider as well, and part of the Freddie Lindgren pit crew tonight. It's good to see, Kel.
Yeah, he suffered a really bad injury in the winter that's well, he's announced his retirement from racing, so I know that he's been quite down about that, so I'm sure this evening he's really enjoying being in the camp with Freddie Lindgren, and they're having a great night, so that's an added bonus. But chuffed to see him there, back on the scene. What a ride that was from Lindgren. As you rightly said, Nigel, he deserves that because he had to do it twice. And when you look at the class of Woffenden, who chose the inside gate, he got the better of him. Gate 2 on the gate stats, in actual fact, had only had 2 wins going into the semi-finals. But Lindgren had the choice, and he took gate 2, backed himself to do it, and came up trumps with an excellent ride. He's through, and Lindgren now is leading the World Championship and maintains that consistency that we've seen from him in all his racing so far, Grand Prix and league racing. He has been remarkably good so far this season.
Only 9 Grand Prix wins between the 4 finalists here tonight, and Janowski has got 2 GP wins to his name, but one of those wasn't in a final. It was after a rain-off after 20 heats in Daugavpils, I believe that meeting was.
That's right.
So
absolutely, it's an interesting one, but it's going to be a year where predicting who wins and who loses is going to be almost impossible.
Martin Vancilik, 3 Grand Prix finals, 2 wins.
Yeah, pretty decent record that.
Wow.
I remember Peter Kilderman, in actual fact, had a fabulous record in Grand Prix finals as well.
Let's head down to the pits now, and Amy.
Well, our riders are here ready to make their final gate picks of the evening. Jason Doyle is up first. Which way will he go? We went for gate 1 red. There we go, our final gate for Jason Doyle. Freddie Lindgren up. Will he go for gate 2 again? Well, it worked so well for him in that semi-final. I don't think we're surprised with that choice. Next up, Matsianowski. And he goes for gate 4 yellow. So Martin Vasilik is left with no option other than gate 3. We're in for a very exciting final.
Yeah, very much so.
We are
Doyle and
indeed.
Lindgren off the inside 2 gates.
Yeah, well, Lindgren's backed himself again. Doyle's probably been one of the best starters all night long. But Lindgren, he's going to line up right alongside him. He's going to back himself to make it from gate 2. I may have gone from gate 3 there to give myself maybe, because Doyle is so good off the start tonight, but Lindgren, well, who am I to say? He rode brilliantly in his semi-final to cruise through to the semi-final. Janowski, of course, chose to go from the outside. Earlier on this evening, he did actually make a great move, and they don't actually regrade the track now. So in truth, the outside gate may actually prove to be quite a good one, with the opportunity to swoop round the outside with a reasonable amount of grip on the outside. Very interesting, can't wait to see it. Great night of Speedway, brilliant night of Speedway. We've got a pole in the final, so these massive support for the poles here this evening. They've got somebody to cheer home.
A dramatic finale ahead. The grand final. If Freddie Lindgren wins this, he'll move on to 32 Grand Prix points, and he will be a minimum of 4 points clear in the title race. I keep going on about the title race, but it is still very early days, and it's a dream start to the series for Lindgren, whatever happens in this final.
Yeah, well, when you talk to riders at the beginning of the season, they all are desperate to get off to a good start. They don't want to be playing catch-up. See the standings here with Lindgren on 29. Doyle has made a great move tonight. Martin Vasilik, 2 consecutive finals. That's fantastic work from both those 2 riders coming through the challenge. And Patrick Dudek on 22 points in 4th place. A decent start. Both those 3 riders, all those 3 riders from the challenge.
Yes, remarkable. And Wofferden, by the way, is on 21 now. And Janowski is on 20 by markout. There you go, 20 points. So Janowski can move into the top 4 with a result in this final. But as we say, very early stages. And these boys, they won't be far away as the series progresses. Emil Gregg, Piotr and Chris Holder, they won't be far away.
Well, everybody's got the opportunity, you know, to move up the order. I think Nicky Pedersen has some head scratching to do, hasn't got the speed. Certainly there's no lack of commitment from Nicky. You can see that in his riding. He's dropping the clutch at the right time. But something's just lacking there on to maintain positions. He seems to be vulnerable. But yeah, it's tight, and with 10 more rounds to go, of course, there's an awful lot of points to be raced for. We can focus now on this time. Nervous times. You've had a great night, and I'll tell you what's disappointing now. Even though you've had a good night, if you finish 4th in the final, there is no doubt that that is a disappointing end of the night, no matter how many points are scored. There are 3 of these 4 riders that will be desperate to be on the rostrum.
Very much so. Here we go with the grand final then here in Warsaw. What has been a memorable night of racing. Seen some terrific stuff tonight. And we move on to Latvia in a fortnight's time, and Daugavpils. What a racetrack that is.
Good track.
Yeah. Can't wait for that one. So here we see the grand final. The Warriors of Shale prepare for the grand final in round 2 of the World Championship. Here we go for the final. Jason Doyle is off the inside gate. Can he make it count? Freddie Lindgren, the leader of the World Championship. We didn't think we'd be saying that after 2 rounds, did we? But what form he's in. Martin Vasilik, gate number 3 right now. And Matsianowski off the outside. Lindgren leads the World Championship. Vasilik and Doyle are level on 26, 3 points behind Lindgren. This is only round 2, though, of 12 rounds. And it is shaping up quite beautifully to be quite some year. This is the final of the LOTTO Warsaw FIM Speedway Grand Prix of Poland, live from the PGE National. Jonas Kilomakorpi we just saw watching on there in Freddie Lindgren's pit camp tonight. Good to see him here.
Well, can Lindgren do it again from gate 2? He took it, he had the choice of going wider, but he's lining up against Jason Doyle. He really is full of confidence, the Swede, but Jason Doyle, he could be very dangerous on the inside here.
Here we go, Lindgren's done it again! What a ride that was, and now somebody's going to go down, no, they all stay on, and Doyle has the lead! Now Lindgren's going to come back for more! Jason Doyle goes wide, that allows Janowski through! Lindgren's coming through! Freddie Lindgren! Oh my goodness me! How did he manage that? Lindgren has only ever won one Grand Prix in his career, and he's still not done yet!
Fantastic move from Freddie Lindgren, the cards fell right for him there. Doyle now coming under pressure, certainly he's in third place. Janowski on the inside, neck and neck down the back straight. Lindgren slams the door shut, can he hold it tight? Can he hold it tight? Yes he can, just a lap to go. Janowski then queuing out behind. Janowski now moves to the outside, it's slick out there, not quite as grippy.
Lindgren has only got one Grand Prix win in 97 appearances. Make that win number 2! It's fast! Freddie Lindgren, winner of the LOTTO Warsaw FIM Grand Prix of Poland. The Super Swede races to victory and pulls well clear in the title race after 2 rounds of the series. Boy, how he had to do it the hard way.
Wow, what a move on the opening lap. It looked like Doyle had really made it very hard work indeed. And then suddenly it all changed and the cards just fell perfect for him. He got back up the inside coming out of turn 4 on the opening lap. Got himself to the front. And what a night for Freddie Lindgren. Very close 2 weeks ago. Comes up with a stunning ride in the final. And Freddie Lindgren is the form rider in World Speedway right now.
Lindgren the winner, Janowski second, Doyle third. They'll be dancing in the streets of Wolverhampton tonight after that victory from Freddie Lindgren. Moves on to 32 Grand Prix points. What a performance, and congratulations to him on only his 2nd Grand Prix victory of a career which spans 98 Grand Prix meetings. And look at this, he looks out of it here.
Well, Doyle was hard in the first corner. Doyle then runs wide. Janowski's there as well. But Lindgren made that decision very early here to turn to the inside. Quick thinking from the Swede there. Chops back to the inside. Powers himself to the front. Absolutely fabulous move. Martin Vasilek had to get out of the way, but that was the move that saw him through to the win. Absolutely terrific. Doyle then gets forced wide by Janowski, then has to take care of Vasilek again. Great speedway going on behind Lindgren. It all happened in the first couple of laps. Janowski then showed great speed, and he elected to go for the big blast round the outside, but it's Lindgren that hung on, just not quite there. Look at the emotion and passion there from Jonas Kilomakorpi. Absolutely delighted to see his charge through to a victory. What a night for Freddie Lindgren. He has never ridden better, never in his life. He's 31 years of age now, and suddenly he has found the key to victories. Brilliant, brilliant ride.
Stunning. Where has this come from? Where on earth has this come from?
Well, at the end of 2015, he was going to throw it all in.
Yes.
He was going to retire, and it was only a change of equipment, and suddenly he has rejuvenated his career.
Reaction from the winner, Freddie Lindgren, with Amy.
Freddie Lindgren, you are the 2017 LOTTO Warsaw Speedway Grand Prix of Poland. It's your 2nd ever Grand Prix win. How do you feel right now?
Right now, I'm just pumped with adrenaline. It's so cool to ride in this stadium in front of all these people, perform like I did tonight. It's just awesome. That's what we live to do. This is what I like, and I've been training so hard in the winter. I have so many good people behind me, all my sponsors, all my pit crew, and everyone just helping me out. So I'm so pleased to give back to them.
And Freddie, of course, this means you maintain the championship lead.
That's not bad, is it?
It's not bad at all.
No, it feels really good. So far this year it's been going really good. Everywhere I've been riding, I've been scoring points. England, Poland, Sweden, and in the GPs as well. So I'm just trying to keep the ball rolling.
Thanks so much, Freddie. Well done.
Thank you.
Emotional interview with Freddie Lindgren.
I tell you what, I think that's the most emotion I've ever seen from him. He's normally really, really calm and collected. Championship standings here. England obviously had 16 points, moves on to 32 now with Doyle on 27. Vasilik, great work from him on 26. And Janowski, wow, that's a big turnaround in his form. Dudek, 22. Woofenden, a big move from him on 21.
First time a Gerhard engine has won a Grand Prix.
Absolutely, fabulous night for Marcel Gerhard and the GTR engine.
Yeah, so podium time here in Warsaw. And here comes Freddie Lindgren. The only other time he's won a Grand Prix was at the Ullevi Stadium in Gothenburg. Whoa. And here he is. And by my reckoning, by the time we go to Prague, it'll be his 100th Grand Prix. So it's 97 tonight, 98 in Latvia. It'll be Horsens when he gets the 100.
Well, what an evening for Freddie Lindgren, and you're absolutely dead right. GTR engine wins its first Grand Prix. Marcel Gerhard here this evening, the manufacturer. He will be immensely proud about that. But certainly Freddie Lindgren is riding out of his skin right now. Absolutely fantastic. Jason Doyle, of course. Another great display from him. Coming back quite clearly means business, and won't be far away come on October, I'm sure, down in Australia. Good ride from him. Third place on the night, 2 finals this year so far, so good work from him. Janowski. Listen to that.
He rode hard tonight, Janowski, didn't he?
Much more like it, Nigel. Lost his way at the end of last year, didn't he? Lost his confidence, but tell you what, looked like the rider that we've come accustomed to seeing. Brilliant riding from him. In actual fact, put a lot of pressure on Freddie Lindgren on that last lap. A touch more grip on the outside. He may well have stolen it away on the charge to the line. But Freddie Lindgren, what a night for him. He's been involved in some of the races of the night as well. He hasn't just done it from the front. Earlier on in the night, he had one hell of a race where he had to come through the traffic. Had a brilliant race early with Doyle, and in truth, in one of the heats, heat 12, I think. But no, Freddie Lindgren is a fully deserved winner. He can be immensely proud of his performance tonight. Truly outstanding performance, one that I think he will be reflecting on for some time.
Yeah, tremendous performance from Freddie Lindgren of Sweden. And Kelvin, a terrific night at Speedway as well. Some fascinating racing out there.
Yeah, it was a tough night in Slovenia 2 weeks ago. Conditions weren't ideal, but tonight we've seen a wonderful advert for World Championship Speedway. Credit to the organisers, credit to the track curator, because they have given the riders a stage where they can really perform. Fantastic scenes on the rostrum, superb champagne moments, moments that will live long in the memory of these riders. But that has been an outstanding event.
Very much so. And you know Freddie Lindgren pretty well. You've done some testing with him, spent some time with him. You know him well.
Yeah, I was actually involved in the testing of the engines when he was thinking about retiring. And it's turned his fortunes around, and Freddie has really blossomed and rededicated himself to the sport. And he's now reaping the rewards of real hard training. And he now leads the World Championship, and he's won his second Grand Prix. Fantastic atmosphere in this stadium, Nigel. Real credit to the Poles to be able to bring it to the National Stadium. As I say, credit to everybody involved, because it really had a difficult start 2 years ago. It wasn't ideal, but the last two here, last year and this year, have been excellent.
Yeah, very much so. Overall, just summing up the evening now, the track was superb, and we've seen some fantastic racing and a great atmosphere.
Great atmosphere, and I think this is an indication of what we can expect with the strongest lineup in GP history.
Kel, thanks for your company as ever. We'll see you in Latvia. Looking forward to that one in a couple of weeks' time, Kel.
Another great racetrack, should be another action-packed night of Speedway.
Kelvin Tatum, as always, in the SGP commentary box tonight. We thank you for your time, Kelvin, and all your work tonight. And, well, we'll see you in Latvia in a fortnight's time. Freddie Lindgren celebrating a worthy winner here this evening. World Championship Speedway round number 2 arrived at the PGE Narodowa in Warsaw, Poland. Quite a stadium, quite a track, quite an atmosphere, and as expected, the action was fast and furious throughout. Some big names picking points off others. Jason Doyle continuing his fine form and his return from injury, riding quite superbly. Wasn't the best of nights for the reigning world champion Greg Hancock. Slipped off, suffered an exclusion, and didn't make it through to the semi-finals, which hasn't happened very often in recent times. Emil Sayfutinov back in the Grand Prix series in the thick of the action once again, as you would expect. But the big guns were firing from the first round. The likes of Freddie Lindgren, Martin Vasilik really working hard. Nicky Pedersen came to grief. Matti Zagar not happy with his exclusion on that occasion. And Antonio Limbach taking out Pedersen wide. It's World Championship Speedway, and the boys were really putting it on the line. Ty Wofferden had his best meeting of the year so far. Got into the semi-finals for the first time, although it is only round number 2. The Poles were riding superbly with the backing of their home fans. Awkward crashes here and there. Patrick Dudek, but he managed to just scrape through to the semi-finals. A patriotic home crowd backing their riders. Ty Wofferden found some great speed in his last 2 rides, but an awful crash for Emil Sayfutinov ended his night. That said, he is okay, and that's the most important thing. The semi-finals were tense and very, very tight. Jason Doyle on a warning for delaying the start, but he still got through to the final without too many problems. A real battle with Maciej Janowski, who was back to his best. And in the second semi-final, Martin Vasilik battling away Freddie Lindgren, who of course was up there in Slovenia a fortnight earlier, through to the final. The final itself, Freddie Lindgren was the hero, only the second win of his Grand Prix career, and he leads the World Championship.
Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the 2017 Lotto Warsaw FIM Speedway Grand Prix of Poland. Freddie Lundgren, Matti Janowski, Jason Doyle, congratulations to you guys. What incredible performances from all three of you tonight. Freddie, I'm going to start with you. You just mentioned to me up on the podium there that it wasn't bad. Well, I think that's putting it mildly. 2 consecutive podiums, a second career win, and of course, more importantly, leading the World Championship. How do you feel?
How do you think I feel? No, I feel absolutely awesome. I mean, you know, I only won one GP before in my home country in Gothenburg, but you know, this is so important for me. Also, I made history tonight. You know, getting the first GP win for the Gerhard engine, the GTR, and you know, we worked really hard. I worked really hard myself with my physics and my team, with my bikes, and you know, it's a team effort, and everyone has done such a good job, and I'm just pleased for everyone and so happy.
Many congratulations to you, Freddie. We'll come back to you in just a second. We're coming to second place here in Warsaw. Matti Janowski. Matti, we know it was really important for you to bounce back from that opening round in Slovenia, but what a place to do it. How was it for you tonight?
Yeah, you know, when you finish on second position, then you think, I was so close, but Freddie was really good tonight, and I tried my best, and I just want to say dziękuję bardzo wszystkim kibicom, którzy dzisiaj tak świetnie dopingowali i nieśli nas 5 do boju, więc jesteście kochani, dziękujemy wam bardzo. Yeah, now I can say in English.
I'm going to pretend I understand every word of that. Thanks, Matti. We'll come now to Jason Doyle. Jason, last time out in Slovenia, I think it was the first time you made the final but didn't quite make it onto the podium. So bouncing back here tonight in style. Talk to me about that final race. So exciting for all of us to watch.
Yeah, it's nice to finally be on the podium after going all the way in Slovenia and not making on the rostrum. But yeah, it's what a race. You get to the final and there's no holds barred. Hats off to Freddie and Magic for what a great ride. They were throwing everything at each other, and I just had to sit back and watch the show. And yeah, I'd just like to thank my team and all my sponsors for sticking by me when I had such a bad injury last year, and just shows that hard work does pay off. And happy Happy Mother's Day to my mum, Gail, back in Australia. Thank you.
Jason, we definitely enjoyed the show. Freddie, one more question with you. Obviously, we know that this was really important for you, obviously, and also important for GTR, but we know this Grand Prix in particular here in Warsaw is fast becoming one of the jewels in the SGP crown. It's really one that you riders want to win. How is it so special?
No, I think it's awesome. For me personally, I love these kind of stadiums, you know, like Cardiff. This one here in Warsaw, it's full of people, you know, there's a little bit of extra adrenaline pumping, and, you know, to this day, you know, they normally prepare the trucks really good, and there's different racing lines, and, you know, I'm stoked to be here, and I love every second of it.
If you could please also just give me a summary now how it feels to win this Grand Prix in Swedish, that'd be fantastic.
Say that again, please, I can't hear.
I just need a summary, please, in Swedish, in your home language.
I can't hear.
Give me a summary of your evening in Swedish, in your home language, native.
Okej, för alla hemma i Sverige som tittar så är jag otroligt glada för alla som stöttar mig. Speciellt mina sponsorer som är en stor del av allt det här, och ni fans som fortfarande tror på mig. Jag gör mitt bästa, jag kämpar hårt och jag ger aldrig upp. Tack.
Thank you so much, Freddie. That concludes our press conference. We'll see you next time out in 2 weeks' time.